Chapter 51. In the last battle, I didn't even use my magic weapon. Jiang clenched his fists. This time, it's different. I'll activate it directly. Out. Jiang took out the magic weapon behind him, which was a gourd. This thing. Jiang Chen narrowed his eyes and looked at the gourd. Name, 5-pole gourd effect, activate the gourd, release the spirit of the 5-pole heaven shocking armor, and form a protective barrier. All attacks below the 9th level of Martial Emperor are immune. Attacks above the 9th level of Martial Emperor are weakened by 90%. This is Jiang's forbidden magic weapon. The 5 Extremes Gourd. Forbidden magic weapon, also known as star-destroying magic weapon. This means that anyone who obtains the magic weapon will have the power to destroy several planets. It is precisely because of this danger that it is called taboo. Forbidden magic weapons are divided into several categories, such as attack type, defense type, etc. There is no doubt that this gourd is a defense type forbidden magic weapon. After the 5-pole gourd was activated, it released a mysterious energy that covered Jiang's body and formed the appearance of armor. Let me introduce it to you. Jiang pointed to the armor on his body. My armor is a trace of the spirit of the 5 Extremes Heaven Shaking armor. Do you know what this means? The 5 Extremes Heaven Shaking armor is the supreme armor of the human race. And the armor I'm wearing now has 1,000th of the power of the supreme armor. You heard it right, a full 1,000th of the power. It is because of this armor that I am called the strongest martial emperor. Let me see how you can break through the armor's defense. Jiang Chen was also a little surprised. 1,000th of the power of the supreme armor? That's really powerful. The most advanced weapon, as the name suggests, is the most powerful weapon. The martial emperor realm is the endpoint of the martial arts, the highest realm. The 9th level of the martial emperor is the strongest among the strongest. Looking at the entire human race, there are probably 10 or even fewer martial emperors at the 9th level. But supreme weapons are rarer than the 9th level of Emperor Wu. In this way, it can be imagined that every supreme weapon is extremely powerful. Including this gourd, the reason why it became a forbidden magic weapon is simply because it contains 1,000th of the power of the supreme armor. That's all. Come and fight. Jiang roared and rushed towards Jiang Chen. At this moment, in Jiang Chen's eyes, Jiang's speed was very slow, like a turtle crawling. I'm much stronger than him. All his actions seem to be in slow motion in my eyes. If I want to, he can't hit me at all, but I can hit him thousands of times in a split second. The question is, can I break his defense? Jiang Chen dodged and Zhu Chen had no time to react, so Jiang Chen punched him in the abdomen. It's a little stinging, but it doesn't matter. Jiang grinned. Come on. Keep going. Jiang is not afraid at all. You can hit me as much as you want, but you can't hurt me at all. But if I hit you once, you will be hurt. Even though Jiang Chen is very fast, it is difficult to hit him. But it doesn't matter, I won't get hurt anyway. As long as you can't hurt me, I will be invincible in this battle. Supreme armor is indeed powerful. Jiang Chen distanced himself. With my current attack power, I can't break through the defense. Jiang grinned, so, are you planning to admit defeat? Well, don't be discouraged. It's not shameful to lose to 1,000th of the power of the supreme armor. You could even say it's an honor. Jiang Chen shook his head. Wrong, I said, the current attack cannot break the defense, so. Next, I will strengthen the attack. Hearing Jiang Chen's words, Zhu Chen's eyes widened. What? You can be even stronger? Are you kidding? Not far away, Beijuda and Carrot also flew into the air to watch the battle. When they heard this, they were also dumbfounded. Can Master Jiang Chen be even stronger? Isn't Super Saiyan 4 enough? Could it be Super Saiyan 5? Does this thing really exist? Jiang Chen let out a long breath and tried to calm himself down. For a warrior, the most important thing is energy, and energy is transported through the meridians. Meridians can only transport one type of energy. If they transport two types of energy, it will easily cause the energies to collide with each other, and then the meridians will explode. And hurt yourself. This is why you can only use one amplification ability or one amplification move. If you use two amplification moves, the different energies will easily collide with each other. However, if you can control the two energies and allow them to be transmitted smoothly in the meridians, you can have two transformations at the same time. However, there are countless meridians in the human body. You just need to control the transmission of two energies within one meridian and do two things at once. In actual combat, every meridian in the human body must transmit two energies at the same time, which is extremely difficult. It requires the warrior to concentrate on countless tasks. How difficult is it? Looking at the history of the human race, no one has ever done this. After all, keeping an eye on every meridian at all times to prevent energy collisions is something that humans cannot do. I have practiced this move for a long time. Jiang Chen looked at Jiang. Look. This is a historic moment. History created by me. King Fist. 10 times, boom. At this moment, Jiang Chen transformed into Super Saiyan 4, and a red flame burned on his body. At this moment, the energy of Super Saiyan 4 and the energy of King Ken were running wild in Jiang Chen's body. However, Jiang Chen sorted them out one by one. The first warrior in human history who used two kinds of enhancements at the same time was born at this moment. Two energies. Jukin's expression changed slightly. He naturally also sensed that there were two kinds of energy in Jiang Chen's body. Are you crazy? With such terrifying energy, aren't you afraid that they will collide with each other and explode the meridians? Jiang Chen raised his lips slightly. Don't worry, I'm in good control. As soon as he finished speaking, Jiang Chen disappeared from the spot with a whoosh. Bang! In an instant, Jiang Chen appeared in front of Jukin and punched him hard in the abdomen. Ah, puff! Jukin spat out a mouthful of blood. This punch is heavy enough. Even if it reduces the damage by 90%, it can still hurt yourself. Jiang Chen's punch is so terrible. After getting the armor, this is really the first time that someone has broken through my defense. I lost. Jukin chose to admit defeat directly. The gap was too big. There was no way he could win. Hey! Jiang Chen let out a long breath and released the Kaioken 10 times. I didn't expect you to admit defeat so easily. I haven't even opened the 20-fold yet. Jukin? 20 times? Monster, this guy is a complete monster. Too strong. You are all monsters. Jukin smiled bitterly and looked at the two people from Beijuda who were watching the battle not far away. I give up. I won't fight anymore. I just want to ask, what on earth is going on with this ancient dark star? Am I dreaming? Can you tell me? What's going on with the spiritual energy here, the red-haired warrior here, and you? Chapter 52. After Jiang Chen knocked Jukin unconscious with a punch, he also silently calculated in his mind. Using only 30% of his strength, he could indeed defeat Jukin. Jukin is a relatively strong martial emperor. After using magic weapons, his strength is estimated to be at the first level of martial lord. Although he had never fought with a martial master, but taking Jukin as a reference standard, if he used all his strength, he might be able to reach the 8th or 9th level of martial master. Still a long way from becoming a martial saint. Speaking of which, my magic weapon is also a weakness. Although I am strong enough individually, I have absolutely no magic weapon. If I encounter a master who uses magic weapons, I will suffer a loss. Although Jiang Chen defeated Jukin who had a magic weapon, it was because Jukin himself was weak enough. If Jukin was stronger, Jiang Chen would be harder to beat. It seems that I also need to get some magic weapons. Jiang Chen decided secretly. At this time, Jukin asked, this planet, and you, what's going on? Jiang Chen looked at Jukin with his eyes wide open. There are many outstanding guides in the Great Federation, right? Jukin was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect Jiang Chen to ask him back. But he still answered truthfully, well, yes, there are many excellent guides. Jiang Chen continued to ask, so, will these guides' methods of cultivating planets be reported to the Great Federation? Jukin suddenly realized that this was what it meant. I'm sorry, I was rash. Jukin took the initiative to apologize. Indeed, the guide's method of cultivating a planet is top secret. It is generally not easily passed on. The fact that you can cultivate the ancient dark star so well is your strength and your secret. I will also report the truth to the Great Federation. Jiang Chen is an extremely outstanding guide. Under his guidance, within a month, a master comparable to the martial emperor level appeared on ancient netherworld. Jiang Chen, your future is bright. The Federation values a euro talent very much. Jiang Chen nodded. That's right. Jukin did not forget his mission. Jiang Chen, did a frozen demon appear on your ancient dark planet before? Did you solve it? Jiang Chen replied, I solved it. Jukin breathed a sigh of relief, that's fine. I'm going to report it to the Great Federation. I was sent here just to investigate this matter. Jukin took out his communicator, and suddenly, he found a new mission assigned to him by the Great Federation. Go to Blue Star and find Jiang Chen, he is an SSS level martial arts genius. After 2 months of training, he has reached the first level of martial arts king from the first level of martial arts master. Incredible qualifications. Jukin. An SSS level martial arts genius? The reason why ancient Mingxing is so prosperous now is all due to Jiang Chen's training. So if we only talk about guidance ability, Jiang Chen's rating should also be SSS. So, is Jiang Chen a well-rounded genius who has reached SSS level in both guidance and martial arts? You are such a pervert. Ju Chen looked at Jiang Chen and cursed. Broly happened to be passing by and heard Jukin's words. He immediately came over and said, hey, how could you scold Lord Jiang Chen? Apologize now. After saying that, Broly showed off his muscles, as if he wanted to threaten Jukin. Jukin. Sorry, I just said that casually. Looking at the little brat in front of him, Jukin himself didn't know why, but he always felt that if he didn't listen to the little brat, he would be beaten in the future. Could it be that this kid has great potential in the future? Damn, are there any normal people left on this ancient underworld? Jiang Chen patted Broly's head and told him to go play. Even though Broly is only 10 years old now, Jiang Chen is very optimistic about Broly. After all, he has super bloodline. If he is trained since childhood, his future will definitely be limitless. That's right. Suddenly, Jiang Chen thought of something. In Yun country, there was a person with SSS level supernatural powers. He heard from the Lord of Yun country that the person was called Sokyun Li. The ability is daily copying. As long as it is an item, you can copy the same item by spending a certain amount of spiritual power. However, the more precious the item, the more spiritual power it consumes. The last thing that is lacking in the ancient dark star is spiritual energy. If Sokyun Li were to copy it, could he make a 5-polarity gourd? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen wanted to give it a try. If you fail, it doesn't matter. But if it succeeds, not only can he obtain a magic weapon, but his scion army will also be able to have a forbidden defense magic weapon per person. Isn't that amazing? At this time, Jukin walked to Jiang Chen's side. Jiang Chen, shall we go to the Great Federation? Jiang Chen pondered for a while and said, Jukin, let's go back to Blue Star first. I still have some things to do. Give me a day. After a day, we will go to the Great Federation. Jukin didn't think much about it and agreed directly, okay. Let's go to Blue Star first, and then return to the Great Federation in a day. In this way, the two of them boarded Jukin's spaceship and flew towards the Blue Star. During the flight, Jiang Chen glanced at the gourd behind Jukin. Jukin, are you just carrying this treasure on your back? Why don't you put it in the storage space? Jukin. Just pretend. Don't you really know why? How could you not know what your subordinates are doing? Jiang Chen really didn't know. After all, with 100 subordinates, it was impossible for Jiang Chen to remember everyone's information clearly. Jukin acted mysterious and said, magic weapons are meant to be carried with you. When you want to use them, you can just take them out. Putting it in the storage ring will easily cause delays. Jiang Chen nodded to show his approval, and then changed the subject. Jukin, do you want to cooperate? Lend me the gourd for a day, and I can give you an answer. You should be very curious about the changes in the ancient dark star and their red hair. I can give you a clue. Jukin was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect Jiang Chen wanted to borrow his treasure. After thinking for a while, Jukin nodded, indicating that he was willing to lend the treasure. Anyway, if this treasure is lent out, there is no need to worry about it being lost. If it is really lost, we can just call on the martial saint to help. This is the magic weapon bestowed upon me by the martial saint Qingtian, I cannot lose it. Moreover, Jukin also really wanted to know Jiang Chen's method of cultivating the ancient dark star. He was very curious even if it was just a little clue. Then I'll give it to you for one day. Chu Chen handed the gourd directly to Jiang Chen. Tell me your secrets. Jiang Chen held the gourd and let out a long sigh. The so-called secret is related to my supernatural power. After that, Jiang Chen stopped talking. Chu Chen fell into deep thought. Was it related to Jiang Chen's ability? According to the information, Jiang Chen's ability is an amplification ability, which can increase the power by 50 times. His hair turned golden, so he was called the Golden Warrior. Gold. Suddenly, Jukin felt that he had thought of something. Could it be that the superpower has evolved? Under certain circumstances, superpowers can suddenly evolve and become stronger. Isn't it an evolution that the golden hair has turned into red hair? After all, the increase in power after the hair turned red is more than 50 times. Carrot was originally a 9th level warrior. After the transformation, he became a 1st level martial emperor. His power increased by 1,000 times, right? Yes. This is the only possibility. They turned into red hair without any side effects, it can only be a superpower. But the question is, isn't this Jiang Chen's superpower? How come everyone can do it? Thinking of this, Jukin couldn't figure it out. No, there is too little information. I will ask the Federation for Jiang Chen's information. By the way, I will ask them to help me analyze it. So Jukin sent Jiang Chen's information and general message over. Excuse me. Golden Warrior is clearly Jiang Chen's ability, why do those people also have it? Some senior officials of the Great Federation also started a discussion on this. Combining the materials submitted on Blue Star, they finally noticed a detail. Jiang Chen destroyed the Z organization. The Z organization had warriors with dual superpowers, and they had superpower capsules that could transfer other people's superpowers. Chapter 53. I understand. I understand. An analyst from the Great Federation gave his own guess. After Jiang Chen destroyed the Z organization, he must have obtained something related to superpowers. For example, copying superpowers or sharing superpowers. He passed on his Golden Warrior ability to the guys on Ancient Dark Star, so they all had red hair. And then, Jiang Chen's cultivation speed is so fast, it is very likely that he has some ability to accelerate his cultivation. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing, Jiang Chen destroyed the Z organization and must have gained a lot of useful superpowers. That's how he achieved what he has today. Bang. Others applauded, no problem. This analysis is probably the truth. Tisk, I really envy Jiang Chen. He got so many benefits by destroying a Z organization. Indeed, if we had known this earlier, we should have sent people to destroy Organization Z when SOCAI asked for help from the Federation. Forget it. At first, SOCAI and I thought that Organization Z was just a violent organization. It was only after Jiang Chen destroyed it that we learned the truth about Organization Z and the superpower capsule. Alas, it's fate and destiny that Jiang Chen is destined to have this kind of fortune. After some emotion, everyone sent their guesses to Jukin. After receiving the news, Jukin also felt that the analysis of the Great Federation was correct. This was the truth. So that's it. Jukin looked at Jiang Chen and exclaimed. Jiang Chen, you are so lucky. You destroyed the Z organization and got so many benefits. More superpowers, right? Jiang Chen smiled slightly. Sure enough, Zhu Chen made multiple guesses about supernatural powers according to his own ideas. Very good, this is the result I wanted, using multiple superpowers to cover up the truth. By then, the Great Federation will probably record it. The planet cultivated by Jiang Chen is so strong because it has multiple superpowers. It is true that the guide cultivates the planet to make it stronger, which is a secret and normally no one would ask about it. But there are always some special circumstances, so Jiang Chen decided to make up a lie to deal with these special circumstances. With the Great Federation as my witness, no one can see through this lie. Jiang Chen glanced out the window, and at this moment, he could just see the blue star. Jukin, your spaceship is really fast. Jukin smiled proudly, of course. I'm not bragging about the performance of my spaceship. Looking at the entire galaxy, it is the most powerful spaceship. In this way, the two successfully arrived at Blue Star. Jiang Chen flew into the air. I'm going home first. We'll meet here in a day. Jukin nodded and watched Jiang Chen fly away. I'll take a look around too. Maybe we're on an alien planet. I want to take a good look around. Yun State, Jiang Chen found the ruler of Yun State. Lord Jiang Chen, what is the matter that you are looking for me for? The king lowered his head slightly. He knew very well that Jiang Chen's current status was extraordinary. Even so, Cai did not dare to neglect Jiang Chen when he met him. Not to mention, he himself is the ruler of the Yun Kingdom. Jiang Chen smiled and said, Your Majesty, don't be too reserved. I came here to borrow someone. The king asked, Who? Jiang Chen said, Sokyun Li, an SSS-level supernatural power owner from Yun country. The king nodded, I understand, I will call Sokyun Li over now. A moment later, Sokyun Li arrived at the imperial capital of Yun Kingdom. Hello, Lord Jiang Chen. Sokyun Li greeted Jiang Chen first. At the same time, I felt some emotion in my heart. Thinking back to the time, I was also a competitor with Jiang Chen. Sokyun Li heard from the king that when the king got the ancient Ming star, he hesitated whether to give it to Jiang Chen or Sokyun Li. In the end, the king gave the ancient dark star to Jiang Chen. Sokyun Li had no resentment at all about this. Instead, he felt honored. He felt honored to be able to compete with Jiang Chen on the same stage. Jiang Chen looked at Sokyun Li, your ability is copying, right? I need you to do me a favor and copy a treasure. Sokyun Li replied, no problem, but the higher the grade of the copied object, the more difficult the copying process will be. Master Jiang Chen, if you give me the treasure to copy, you must be prepared to fail. Jiang Chen nodded, I know, I won't blame you if you fail. Come on, I'll take you to copy it. Just like that, Jiang Chen brought Sokyun Li and teleported to the ancient Ming star. Wow! Sokyun Li exclaimed as soon as he arrived at the ancient Ming star. Such a rich spiritual energy. The spiritual energy here, is as if it is real. Isn't it amazing? Lord Jiang Chen, where is this? Are we still on Blue Star? Jiang Chen smiled, which do you think? Sokyun Li scratched his head. He didn't know and couldn't guess, but it didn't feel like he was on Blue Star. After all, the spiritual energy of Blue Star is not that strong. Jiang Chen did not explain too much, but just pointed to the place with the most spiritual energy, help me copy something, if successful, I can let you practice here. You can practice as long as you want. Sokyun Li's pupils trembled. Can I practice as long as I want? My god! If I practice in this place, my cultivation level will also improve quickly, right? I understand, Master Jiang Chen, I will copy the treasure for you even if it costs me my life. Jiang Chen threw the 5-pole gourd to Sokyun Li, go ahead and try to see if you can copy it. Sokyun Li took the gourd and started his first attempt, copying. After a moment, all the energy in Sokyun Li's body was exhausted. No. Copying this thing consumes too much energy. Although the spiritual energy here is very rich, the speed at which I consume it is faster than the speed at which I absorb it. At the same time, Sokyun Li was secretly shocked. The treasure that Jiang Chen took out was indeed extraordinary. He had copied so many treasures, but none of them was so difficult to copy. Is it too late to stand here and absorb it? Jiang Chen thought for a moment and took out a bottle. Then just drink the spiritual liquid. This is the spiritual liquid formed by the real spiritual energy. It is different from the spiritual liquid on Blue Star. There is also spiritual liquid on Blue Star, but it only contains some spiritual power and is more convenient for warriors to absorb. To be honest, it is a kind of nutritional supplement. The spiritual liquid that Jiang Chen took out was real spiritual liquid that was collected after spiritual power was transformed into liquid. Every drop of it was of great value. Real spiritual liquid? Spiritual liquid that is liquidized spiritual energy. Sokyun Li rubbed his eyes. Oh my god, today I was really enlightened. Aura, a gas, can actually turn into liquid. I never thought that one day, I would be able to drink such a treasure myself. Sokyun Li took the bottle and drank a drop of spiritual liquid. Cool. In an instant, energy filled Sokyun Li's body. At this moment, Sokyun Li was full of energy and felt that he was able to do it. Again. Chapter 54. Second time, copy and start. This time, when Sokyun Li's body ran out of energy, he would immediately drink a mouthful of spiritual liquid to restore his body to its peak. In this way, the copying lasted for 10 minutes, and suddenly, bang! A small cut appeared on Sokyun Li's arm, and a lot of blood spurted out. Ah, pu! Sokyun Li also vomited blood, as if he had been hit hard. How is it possible? Copying this thing actually has a backlash? Directly harming my body. Sokyun Li was somewhat skeptical about his life. He had copied many treasures before, but this was the first time that his body suffered a backlash while copying something. Master Jiang Chen. Sokyun Lee looked at Jiang Chen. What is the origin of this treasure of yours? When I copied it, I suffered a backlash. It's also the first time I know that copying something can cause serious damage to the body. Jiang Chen stroked his chin. Backlash? That was within expectations. After all, it is a forbidden weapon, and the copying process cannot be smooth sailing. You can soak in the spring water. Jiang Chen pointed to the Huishan Ling Chuan next to him. In the spring, you can recover from any injuries. By the way, I also have a way to isolate pain. I can help you isolate the pain. Jiang Chen called a scion, whose special ability was to isolate himself from pain. Sokyun Lee was stunned as he listened to this. A spring that can heal any injury? Just soak in it. Tisk, I really learned a lot today. No matter from which aspect, it is an eye-opener. Jiang Chen has so many treasures. So, after isolating the pain, and then entering the spring, and adding the blessing of the spiritual fluid, Sokyun Lee performed the third copy. When he was running low on energy, he immediately drank a mouthful of the spiritual liquid. His body was severely damaged by the backlash and was immediately restored by the spring water. The pain from the wound is also completely isolated. Sokyun Lee concentrated on copying, 1 minute, 10 minutes, 60 minutes. Time keeps passing. This time, it seems to be going smoothly. Jiang Chen looked at Sokyun Lee, and at this moment, he couldn't help but feel a little excited. Is it really possible? Suddenly, Sokyun Lee spoke, I feel it. It takes 12 hours to copy. As long as I persist for 12 hours, I can successfully copy. Sokyun Lee's copying has lasted for an hour, which means it will take another 11 hours. Okay. Jiang Chen clenched his fist subconsciously. Sokyun Lee, just go ahead and copy it. If you need any help, just tell me. Sokyun Lee did not reply. It seemed that he was concentrating on copying and could not be distracted. So, 11 hours later. Jiang Chen stayed by Sokyun Lee's side, fearing that something unexpected might happen during the copying process. Ah! A trace of sweat also appeared on Sokyun Lee's forehead. The replication has reached the final stage, and he is under a lot of pressure now. It is mainly mental fatigue, just like doing high-intensity mental work for 12 hours, too tiring. His spirit has reached its limit. Boom! Suddenly, a golden light flashed. The 5-pole gourd split into 2. Copy successful. Success. Sokyun Lee muttered, unable to hold on any longer, and fainted. He is too tired. Quick! Come on, use your healing abilities to ensure Sokyun Lee's safety. Jiang Chen gave the order immediately. All the scions with healing powers rushed to Sokyun Lee and surrounded him to heal him. However, Sokyun Lee was still unconscious. It seems that he was too tired and fell asleep. Sokyun Lee was not injured. Someone speculated. Jiang Chen commanded, then escort him quickly, put him to bed, and let him have a good rest. Always pay attention to his safety and don't let anything unexpected happen. The scions responded, yes. After making sure that Sokyun Lee was okay, Jiang Chen picked up the 2 5-pole gourds. Exactly the same. Jiang Chen felt it. This gourd is really no different. Afterwards, Jiang Chen calculated the consumption again. Although the spiritual energy of the Beizhou tribe is rich, it generally takes 2 days to gather a bottle of pure spiritual liquid. Besides, Sokyun Lee also needs to rest. If I really want to copy more, it will take 3 days to copy a 5-pole gourd. 3 days, that's already fast. 3 days to create a forbidden weapon. If people from other forces knew about this, they would be shocked. Even a martial saint cannot do this. About 3 hours later, Sokyun Lee woke up. Oh my god! Sokyun Lee couldn't believe it. My cultivation level has reached the 9th level of warrior. How could it be so fast? I was only the 7th level of warrior before. Soon, Sokyun Lee figured it out. Every time he copied the treasure, he used up all the energy and then replenished it with spiritual fluid. During this process of constant consumption and replenishment, my body also absorbed a large amount of spiritual energy. In this way, it is normal to break through 2 small realms. Moreover, I feel that my spirit has become more concentrated. I have actually benefited a lot from the process of copying the treasure. Sokyun Lee was a little excited. Mr. Jiang Chen, is there any copying work like this? If so, please leave it to me. I really want to improve. At this time, Jiang Chen pushed the door open and said, Are you awake? Sokyun Lee nodded excitedly, Yes, Master Jiang Chen, I am awake. Do you still need me to copy? With my special ability, I can copy a treasure every 24 hours. It's been 15 hours now. In a few more hours, I can continue copying. Please, give me more treasures so I can copy them. Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen sensed Sokyun Lee's cultivation and found out that he had made great progress. I see. In the process of copying treasures, Sokyun Lee also benefited a lot, so he is so motivated. Originally, Jiang Chen felt a little guilty and asked Sokyun Lee to help him copy it, which ended up causing him to pass out. Unexpectedly, Sokyun Lee himself was so excited that he wanted to copy the second treasure immediately. Okay, since you are so enthusiastic, you can continue copying after your superpowers are restored. Jiang Chen patted Sokyun Lee's shoulder. Don't force yourself. Your health is more important. If you run out of spiritual fluid, go to the Beizhou Tower for more. There are still some stocks in the Beizhou tribe, about a dozen bottles. It is enough for Sokyun Lee to use, and he can copy a 5-polar gourd every day. Don't worry, Lord Jiang Chen. Sokyun Lee patted his chest. I'm in great shape. I'll do it every day, there's absolutely no problem. Are you kidding? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. How can I rest? I have to copy and improve my realm like crazy. The faster I copy, the faster my cultivation will break through. I'm afraid that by the time I return to Blue Star, I'll be able to reach the Martial King realm. Sokyun Lee couldn't help but laugh when he thought that he could also reach the Martial King realm. That's the Martial King realm, higher than Sociai's cultivation. At this moment, Sokyun Lee was full of energy. He would get angry with anyone who tried to stop him. Chapter 55. Copying forbidden weapons seems simple, but in addition to Sokyun Lee's special abilities, 3 conditions must be met. The first condition is sufficient spiritual fluid. The second condition is a treasure that can continuously heal wounds, such as the Hoshin Ling Chuan. The third condition is pain shielding. Otherwise, the replication process would take 12 hours, and with severe pain, no one would be able to endure it. Forbidden weapons are forbidden weapons. It is indeed difficult to copy them. Jiang Chen returned to Blue Star and looked at the 5-pole gourd in his hand, and couldn't help but sigh. As for Sokyun Lee, he will live on ancient Dark Star for a long time, madly copying treasures and then improving himself. According to his own words, he would not leave until he had copied 100 pieces. Even if Jiang Chen chased him away, he would not leave. To this, Jiang Chen can only say, this is exactly what I want. In just 100 days, by then, there will be 50 Super Saiyan gods, 50 Super Saiyan 4s, and each of them will have a forbidden weapon. Everything is proceeding in an orderly manner. Okay, the time I agreed with Jukin is coming, and I should leave Blue Star. Before leaving, Jiang Chen looked at Zhang Yunyi. She was sitting at the desk doing homework. She was wearing a floral dress and a pair of white socks. Her feet were swinging in the air, looking very lively. Master Jiang Chen. Xiaoyu noticed Jiang Chen and asked. What's up? Zhang Yunyi, who was doing the questions, also stopped and looked up at Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen walked to Zhang Yunyi and said, it's okay. I just want to say that I will be away from Blue Star for a few days. If you miss me, remember to use the space communicator to find me. I will be back immediately. After saying that, he winked at Zhang Yunyi. Jukin gave Jiang Chen several cosmic communicators, and he will give one to Zhang Yunyi when the time comes, so that they can chat across planets. Zhang Yunyi tilted her head and pretended to think, what if I think about it every day? Jiang Chen groaned, then I will come back once a day. Zhang Yunyi was a little worried, is it troublesome for my brother to come back once? If it is troublesome, I will try not to think about it for a few days. Jiang Chen laughed, no trouble. Just kidding, now is the time for teleportation to show its usefulness. But Zhang Yunyi obviously didn't believe it. She felt that Jiang Chen had already gone to the universe, and it would be very troublesome for him to go back to Blue Star, and it might even cost a lot of money. She should try not to disturb Jiang Chen. Don't worry, brother. I will try my best not to miss you. I will definitely be able to hold on. Zhang Yunyi was a little confident at this moment. Okay. Seeing Zhang Yunyi so confident, Jiang Chen waved his hand as a farewell. Teacher Xiaoyu, please take care of Yunyi for the next few days. Xiaoyu nodded, Master Jiang Chen, don't worry, I will take good care of Yunyi. Just like that, Jiang Chen moved away in an instant. Looking at the place where Jiang Chen had stood before, Zhang Yunyi held her chin with one hand, her eyes a little blurry. Teacher Xiaoyu, I seem to miss my brother a little bit. Xiaoyu. No, weren't you full of confidence just now? Zhang Yunyi said seriously, well, I was a little confident just now, but I think I overestimated myself. Xiaoyu. Then, shall I contact Lord Jiang Chen? He should not have left yet. Zhang Yunyi lowered her head and began to work on the question seriously, I can't disturb my brother. I'll just distract myself. Xiaoyu covered her face and said, okay, I hope your distraction plan will go smoothly. I always feel that you can't do it. At Jukin's spaceship, Jiang Chen, Sociai, and Jukin all gathered here. Sociai. Jiang Chen looked at Sociai. Are you going to the Great Federation, too? Sociai nodded, well, I have to go to the Great Federation to do something. Jukin smiled and said, then let's go together. Shall we set off now? Let's go. Let's go. When boarding the spaceship, Jiang Chen threw the 5-polar gourd to Jukin. I'll give it back to you. I've used it well. Jukin took the gourd and put it on his waist. Jiang Chen looked at him blankly, what? You don't put it behind your back anymore. Jukin replied, I upgraded the belt. Now I can put it around my waist. It's more convenient. Sociai was a little puzzled, what? What is this gourd? Why do you put it on your waist? Also, why don't you put it in the storage ring? It's easy to lose it if you put it on your waist, right? Jukin's mouth twitched slightly, Sociai, if you keep talking nonsense, I will beat you up. Sociai lowered his head, I'm sorry, Master Jukin. But I was very confused, how could that sentence be wrong? Jiang Chen laughed and entered the spacecraft first. Let's go. Just like that, the 3 of them entered the spaceship and flew towards the Great Federation. On the way, Jukin also sent a message to the Great Federation, I will go at full speed and arrive at the Great Federation in just 10 hours. 10 hours later, the 3 arrived at the Great Federation, or to be more precise, the 9527th Great Federation branch. As soon as the spaceship landed, several warriors surrounded it. Is Jiang Chen here? Is Jiang Chen here? The spaceship opened its hatch, and Jiang Chen, Ju Chen, and So Cai got off the spaceship together. Let me introduce him to you. Chokin looked at Jiang Chen. The top leadership of the Great Federation is made up of 9 elders. Among them, the Great Elder is the strongest, with the 9th level cultivation of the Martial Emperor. In terms of strength, he is a little bit inferior to me. Compared to yours, it's still a little bit behind. The Great Elder has a lot of responsibilities, including coordinating the entire Federation, so you rarely see him. As for the second Elder and the others, there's not much to say, they're all pretty average. Anyway, generally speaking, when the Great Federation wants to make a decision, it is the second Elder and his men who hold a meeting to discuss it. And now, the ones who came to pick us up are the 7th Elder and the 9th Elder. Not much strength. In terms of hard power, the strongest person in the 9527th Federation branch is undoubtedly Jiang Chen. But Jiang Chen also lacks a lot of things. After all, this is his first time in the universe. The 9th Elder coughed lightly and said, Master Jukin, you are right. We really don't have much strength. The 7th Elder interrupted, if you don't have the strength, go play somewhere else. Don't disturb me while I'm doing my work. Hello, you are Jiang Chen, right? Jiang Chen, come with us, let's upgrade your abilities first. In addition to upgrading your abilities, we've also prepared the blood of the dragon race for you. They're all good stuff. Hurry up and use them. These things, the sooner you use them, the better. Ju Chen said at the side, superpower upgrade is indeed a good thing. As the name suggests, it can upgrade your superpowers. Everyone's supernatural power has a chance to be upgraded with external objects, but the upgrade potion is very expensive, and warriors usually have to spend money to buy it. But you are a genius. The Great Federation will give you these resources for free, just so that you can become stronger. You don't have to thank the Federation too much. You will have to go to the battlefield to kill foreigners in the end anyway. Killing more foreigners will be considered a way of repaying the human race. Jiang Chen pondered, go to the battlefield and kill foreigners. There is no problem at all. He even wants to go to the battlefield and kill foreigners right now. He just wants to fight. Jiang Chen hasn't had a good fight for a long time. The blood of the Scions is boiling. Chapter 56. After Jiang Chen arrived at the 9527 branch, in a corner where no one was paying attention, the elder took out his communication device and contacted his master. A strong martial saint, a martial saint at heart. Great elder, master, didn't you say before that you needed an outstanding guide? We just happen to have a guide in our 9527 branch, and he's very strong. From the existing information, he cultivated the planet for a month and cultivated a martial emperor level strongman. It's incredible. It is said that even the disciple of Qingtian martial saint, Jukin, was beaten when he went to that planet. After sending the message, the elder's heart was pounding. Finally, after 100 years, I was able to contact my master again. After all, the great elder was only a registered disciple of the martial saint, and he did not dare to disturb the martial saint on weekdays unless there were special circumstances. I also want to thank Jiang Chen. Thanks to him, I have a reason to send a message to master. Soon, Yixin Wusheng replied to the message, such an excellent guide actually appeared in the area you are responsible for? What does Qingtian Wusheng say? After all, your area is Qingtian Wusheng's territory. Although I am stronger than him, it is not easy for me to rescue him directly. Great elder, because Jiang Chen's martial arts aptitude is excellent, when we reported it to Qingtian Wushen, we only reported Jiang Chen's training speed and said that he is a martial arts genius. The martial saint of the sky didn't know yet that Jiang Chen was an excellent guide. As for the evaluation of Jiang Chen by the martial saint Qingtian, a euro he would wait and see when he reaches the martial emperor realm, and then he would consider accepting Jiang Chen as his disciple. Yixin Wusheng, ha ha ha. Great, great, Qingtian Wusheng is really blind. He didn't take over such an outstanding genius and train him immediately. Very good. Very good. I have some things to do now. About a year, no, half a year, I should be able to find time to visit you after half a year. Hold Jiang Chen steady. Don't expose Jiang Chen's extraordinary talent as a guide. When the time comes, I will personally rush over and accept Jiang Chen as my disciple. Don't let the sky-bearing martial saint notice Jiang Chen's specialness. Do you understand? Keep it secret from me. The great elder replied, Master, rest assured, I will keep it a secret. Jiang Chen, such an outstanding talent, would never be discovered by the martial saint Qingtian. Yixin Wusheng was very satisfied, not bad, if Jiang Chen succeeds in becoming my disciple, you will have made a great contribution. The great elder was very excited, and after cutting off the connection, he immediately destroyed all the communicators. Although I am the chief elder of the 9527th branch, the real boss here is still the sky-clearing martial saint. I must be careful and make sure that sky-clearing martial saint does not notice me. Hey, Jiang Chen, I really envy you for being accepted as a disciple by my master. You know, the sky-bearing martial saint is just a junior in front of my master. After expressing his emotion, the great elder disappeared. The 7th elder and the 9th elder, along with Jiang Chen, So Cai and Ju Chen, walked on the street. On the way, Ju Chen said to Jiang Chen, that dragon blood is also a good thing. There are not many dragons in this world. By the way, you just came to the universe, so you haven't come into contact with many races yet, right? Let me tell you about them. Although the dragon race is an alien race, they are one of the few races that can unite with our human race. In this way, you can occasionally see the dragon race in the human area. We are all comrades in arms. However, the dragon race itself is very rare. Coupled with the war, there are probably only about 100,000 dragons alive now. Jiang Chen was surprised. The entire tribe only had 100,000 people? This, compared to the human race, there is indeed a huge gap. Not to mention the human race in the entire universe, even just the human race on one planet, there are more than 100 million. Jukin continued, the dragon clan is still very magical. They have all kinds of methods. If you can see a dragon clan, you will know that they are really powerful. In ancient legends, the dragon clan also had the so-called dragon god, who could create beads that could fulfill wishes. Unfortunately, the current dragon clan has no dragon god. As for the so-called wish beads, no one knows whether they are real or not. Hearing this, Jiang Chen staggered, wish beads? Could they be dragon balls? This time, it was Jukin's turn to be surprised. Hey? I didn't expect you to know so much about dragons. Yes, it's the dragon ball made by the dragon god. I heard it can make wishes come true. Jiang Chen coughed a few times. Ahem, I understand. Jukin looked at Jiang Chen in confusion. Why was he coughing? Could he be sick? That was impossible. He was a martial king after all, how could he be sick? I'd better continue telling you about the dragon clan. Jukin couldn't figure out what was going on with Jiang Chen, so he decided not to think about it anymore. This dragon heart blood actually has nothing to do with the blood of the dragon race. It is some liquid refined by the dragon race members through special means. They sell it to the human race in exchange for cultivation resources. I've gone off topic. This heart blood can stimulate your body and make your flesh very strong. Of course, you're not a fighter, so the strength of your flesh doesn't matter. The good thing about you is that it can strengthen your meridians. After absorbing the heart blood, your meridians will also expand. When you practice in the future, the speed of absorbing spiritual energy will be permanently increased by 10%. So the elders are very anxious to expand your meridians. Because every minute of delay is equivalent to a loss of 10% of your cultivation speed. Jiang Chen rubbed his chin. Wait, what is this fighter? Su Cai interrupted at this time and said, just like the guide, he is a special talent. He does not rely on supernatural powers or energy, but purely on physical strength. Jukin nodded, yes, special talents, warriors are very strong when fighting with their physical bodies alone. Even if I fight with my physical strength alone, I can't beat the warriors. The warriors are all very strong. Jiang Chen became interested. Oh? It sounds good, fighting with just the body, I want to try it. Are there any warriors there? Ju Chen looked at Jiang Chen and then shook his head. Brother, I'm not saying that your figure is too ordinary, not strong at all. You know those martial arts fighters, each one is as strong as a bull. You have no chance of winning if you fight them. There is another sentence that Jukin did not say, which is to humiliate himself. Because Jukin had done the same thing in the past, challenging the warrior. But in the end he was defeated and humiliated by the warriors. It was no wonder that the martial emperor was no better than him. Almost every fighter is very arrogant, and I don't know whether it is the confidence that muscles bring them, or it is a side effect of muscle training. Anyway, Jukin didn't want Jiang Chen to deal with the warriors. It would be too easy to be humiliated. Chapter 57. Indeed. Su Cai also persuaded. Jiang Chen, you'd better not provoke those warriors, because it's hard for you to win. And once you lose, they will mock you crazily. I guess it's because they have no cultivation and low status in the world of warriors, so they live a humble life. Only in the world of fighting can they trample on warriors, so every time they defeat a warrior, they become crazy. Su Cai had also been humiliated by warriors and had no good feelings towards them at all. Jiang Chen is now more interested. You have all been defeated, so if I defeat the warriors, wouldn't that help you get revenge? Take me there. Jiang Chen's hands are really itching. If he uses his supernatural powers and energy, it will be too difficult to find an opponent who is equally powerful. But if you abandon all of this and just fight with your body, you might be able to have a good fight with your opponent. Jukin sighed, I didn't expect you to be so eager to fight. You're a battle maniac, right? Since you insist on fighting the warriors, then use the dragon blood first. At the very least, after using the dragon's blood, your physical fitness will be improved a bit, and your chances of winning will be higher. Jiang Chen said no problem, then let's absorb the dragon blood first. Jukin called out to the seventh elder, please take us to the place where dragon blood can be absorbed. Let Jiang Chen absorb the dragon blood first. The seventh elder nodded, okay, Master Jukin. In this way, several people came to the absorption room, where 10 human-shaped capsules were placed. Among them, 6 capsules contained a warrior lying in each capsule, with the body completely immersed in red liquid, which was the blood of the dragon clan. This is the absorption process. The seventh elder introduced. After you enter the capsule, it will immediately become sealed and release the dragon blood. You can absorb it as much as you want. Keep absorbing it until your body is saturated. Generally speaking, after absorbing dragon blood, your cultivation speed can be increased by 10%. If you absorb a lot, it may increase by 15% or even 20%. In short, I'm not afraid of you absorbing too much, I'm afraid of you absorbing too little. At this time, Jiang Chen was a little proud. Jiang Chen, I'm not bragging to you. When I absorbed dragon blood, I absorbed 2 kilograms. After that, my body reached saturation. From then on, my cultivation speed has permanently increased by 23%. So I was a little surprised. Master Jiang is indeed unparalleled in talent. When I absorbed it, I only absorbed half a pound, which is already the limit. The seventh elder laughed and said, absorbing half a pound is normal. Monsters like Jiang are too rare. As soon as he finished speaking, a capsule suddenly opened and the warrior inside opened his eyes. How much dragon blood did I absorb? He looked at the number, 600 grams, a little more than half a pound. More than half a pound? Not bad. The warrior breathed a sigh of relief. It was a little higher than the average, which meant that his aptitude was pretty good. His cultivation speed would be permanently increased by 11%. This is, the seventh elder. When the warrior saw the seventh elder, he immediately greeted him respectfully, Junior Zijia, nice to meet the seventh elder. Are you bringing people here to absorb dragon blood? These warriors also know the 9 elders of the Great Federation. The seventh elder nodded, well, hello. Zijia was a little happy. The elders of the Great Federation greeted him. That's great. Then, Zijia glanced at the people behind the seventh elder. The 9th elder was also there? Oh my god. 2 elders? Suddenly, Zijia noticed something, and a storm surged in his heart. The person next to the 7th elder seems to be, Martial Emperor Jiang? Is he the Jiang who suppressed the Divine Glory world? Zijia lowered his head and didn't dare to breathe. But I was very curious in my heart. Who was the big shot who wanted to absorb the dragon blood? Even Jiang came to watch. Could he be the descendant of the martial saint? At this time, the 7th elder picked out a capsule for Jiang Chen. This capsule contains abundant dragon blood. Jiang Chen, you can use this capsule. Jiang Chen responded, yes, I understand. Jiang Chen lay inside the capsule, and instantly, the capsule was sealed. Then the dragon blood submerged Jiang Chen. At this moment, Jiang Chen only felt that he was surrounded by a strange energy. It's such a wonderful feeling, like my body has been hungry for a long time and it feels like I'm eating for the first time. At this moment, Jiang Chen's body was constantly absorbing dragon blood, and his physical strength was continuously increasing. Jiang Chen. Xiaojia muttered softly. He heard the 7th elder calling Jiang Chen's name. What a strange name, I've never heard of it before. It seems that the Great Federation will have another great figure in the future. At the side, Jiang Chen was chatting with the 7th elder. 7th elder, do you want to make a bet? Let's bet on how much dragon blood Jiang Chen can absorb. The 7th elder pondered, yes, it is possible. Let me tell you a number. 3 kilograms. Lord Jiang, do you think that the dragon blood Jiang Chen absorbed was less than 3 kilograms, or more? Jiang rubbed his chin. 3 kilograms? Although Jiang Chen's training speed was very fast and his strength was not bad, Jiang knew very well that it was because Jiang Chen had multiple abilities. And absorbing dragon blood has nothing to do with supernatural powers. Without supernatural powers, how could Jiang Chen absorb more dragon blood than himself? 7th elder, the number you predicted is a bit too high. Jiang kindly reminded. Don't forget, the record for absorbing dragon blood is 2 kilograms, which I have always held. It won't be easy for Jiang Chen to break this record. So, I conclude that Jiang Chen absorbed less than 3 kilograms of dragon blood. The 7th elder put his hands behind his back and said, indeed, it is difficult to reach 3 kilograms. After all, the highest record in history is only 2 kilograms. But, since we're gambling, let's bet big. That way, it's more exciting. Jiang Chen couldn't help but laugh. Okay, then you can pursue excitement. I really don't understand the mentality of you gamblers. The 7th elder smiled slightly. Xiaojie, who was standing aside, was terrified as he listened. What the hell, he's going to absorb 3 kilograms of dragon blood. Is this Jiang Chen really that awesome? Zijia could hear that the 7th elder and Jiang thought that there was a possibility that Jiang Chen could absorb 3 kilograms. But it was very small. Even if you are the descendant of the martial saint, you wouldn't dare to say that you can absorb 3 kilograms of dragon blood, right? What is the origin of this Jiang Chen? Zijia's curiosity was completely aroused. As time passed, Jiang Chen absorbed more and more dragon blood in the capsule. 1 kilogram. 1.5 kilograms. 2 kilograms. 2 kilograms. Jiang raised his eyebrows. Wow, it seems that Jiang Chen's success today is not entirely due to his supernatural powers. The fact that he could absorb so much dragon blood showed that he had great potential. Ha ha ha. The 7th elder couldn't help but laugh. Jiang, did you see that? I broke your record. Jiang didn't say anything, just shrugged his shoulders and said, it's broken, so what? It's not a great record. I'm very curious now, could it be that Jiang Chen can really absorb 3 kilograms of dragon blood? The 7th elder pondered, I don't know, let's see how much he absorbs. Anyway, the more he absorbs, the better. We are not afraid of him absorbing it. We have a full ton of dragon blood in reserve. It's impossible that he would suck up all the 1 ton of dragon blood in reserve, right? Chapter 58. Ha ha ha, so humorous. Jiang couldn't help laughing. The storage capacity of dragon blood is 1 ton. No matter how good a person is at absorbing, it is impossible for him to absorb 1 ton. I estimate that it's almost over, a little more than 2 kilograms. Jiang made a judgment. I admit Jiang Chen is very good, but it is too difficult to sprint to 3 kilograms. The 7th elder was not panicked at all. It's okay, let's wait and see. Super Saiyan's breathing was a little rapid. As a martial artist, he knew very well how difficult it was to survive in the universe. Jiang Chen absorbed so much dragon blood, which means he has a bright future. That's great. The better Jiang Chen is, the better. From now on, when people talk about Blue Star, everyone will know that Jiang Chen and I are from Blue Star. I can be considered to have a background. Thinking of this, Super Saiyan couldn't help wiping away his tears. As a low-level cultivator, he had really suffered a lot of grievances in the universe. The Great Federation should give the position of Lord of Blue Star to Jiang Chen. It doesn't matter. As long as I can hold Jiang Chen's thigh tightly, everything is worth it. The Great Federation also has laws. If a particularly powerful genius appears on a planet and his strength surpasses that of the original master of the planet, then, he will become the new master of the planet. Jiang Chen, he and I are both from the blue planet. Super Saiyan straightened his back. Zijia pinched himself and he even doubted whether he was dreaming. This person absorbed dragon blood and broke the record of Emperor Wu Zhukan. Then, Zhukan and the others actually thought, this was a matter of course? Aren't they surprised? Their reactions are so calm? Is it my problem? Am I making a big fuss? While in the capsule, Jiang Chen's physical fitness has been improving. Dragon blood, it feels so good to absorb it. Jiang Chen sighed secretly. He didn't know how much dragon blood he had absorbed, he only knew that he could absorb a lot more. A lot. My body is like a strong man who has been hungry for 10 years. Now he finally eats delicious food. He eats like crazy and absorbs like crazy. Jiang Chen continued to absorb the dragon's blood, and he didn't even realize that his muscles were slowly trembling. It seems Chuan Chao's muscular form may burst out at any time. 3 kilograms. 4 kilograms. 5 kilograms. Until the moment when it reached 10 kilograms, Zhukan and the others could no longer remain calm. This is impossible. How could Jiang Chen absorb so much dragon blood? Zhu Chen couldn't figure it out. The 7th elder was also confused. 10 kilograms. Jiang Chen has absorbed 10 kilograms. What's going on? Everyone began to doubt life. Xiaoqi was relieved. Finally, you guys realized that Jiang Chen was a complete monster. Ding. Body energy is increasing. Super blood is improving. Jiang Chen lay in the capsule, listening to the constant system prompts. I should have absorbed a lot of dragon blood, right? Jiang Chen pondered. When I was about halfway through absorbing it, the system suddenly sounded a notification. It seems that the reason I can absorb so much dragon blood is probably because of my super bloodline. So, what is my limit? Absorbing 10 kilograms of dragon blood? Or 20 kilograms? Anyway, there is no upper limit to the transmission of super bloodline. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen couldn't help but make a bold guess. Could it be that there is no limit to the amount of dragon blood I can absorb? Time passed, Jiang Chen didn't know how long it had been. Suddenly, the dragon blood in the capsule disappeared. What about the dragon blood? Jiang Chen frowned slightly. He said he could just suck it up. How come it suddenly disappeared? My body is getting stronger and stronger, and my super bloodline is also improving steadily. Maybe my super bloodline can really be upgraded. But in the end, the dragon blood suddenly disappeared. What does this mean? Is it because I smoke too much that they don't allow me to use it? Jiang Chen was somewhat helpless. He pushed open the door of the capsule and walked out. At the same time, 5 warriors walked out of the other 5 capsules. They cursed, what about the dragon blood? I haven't even absorbed enough of it yet, how come the dragon blood is gone? These warriors started absorbing dragon blood earlier than Jiang Chen, but their absorption speed was too slow. Jiang Chen had absorbed all the dragon blood, and they had only absorbed a few hundred grams. It turns out that it's not that they don't want to give it to me, but that all the dragon blood has been sucked out. Jiang Chen understood after hearing what the other warriors said. But then again, was it because of me that the dragon's blood was sucked out? Well, it's true, I seem to have absorbed it quickly and in large quantities. 7th Elder. Suddenly, a warrior discovered the 7th Elder. 7th Elder, why is the dragon blood gone? I spent money and finally had the chance to absorb the dragon blood, why is it gone? I am really at a loss. Yes. The other warriors were also a little angry. We all paid for the dragon blood qualification, and we were told to absorb as much as we wanted. Now we haven't absorbed enough dragon blood yet, and the dragon blood is gone. How should we settle this account? Hey. Jiang Chen blended into the crowd silently, yes. Elders of the Great Federation, the dragon blood is gone, you are too irresponsible. Quickly replenish the dragon blood, we need to continue absorbing it. The other warriors agreed, replenish the dragon blood. Let's continue to absorb it. Zhukan's mouth twitched slightly. Jiang Chen, you still have the nerve to blend into the crowd. This incident was caused by you. More than a ton. A whole ton of dragon blood, and it was all absorbed by Jiang Chen. Exaggeration, really exaggeration. Everyone, please be patient, the 7th Elder called out hurriedly. Warriors who have spent money can go to the officials of the Great Federation to get a full refund. After saying that, he glared at Jiang Chen. You absorbed all the dragon blood by yourself, and now you have the nerve to mingle with the crowd and hold us accountable. Damn it. One warrior was very angry. What's the point of returning the money? Dragon blood can expand the meridians. Originally, after absorbing the dragon blood, my training speed can be increased by 10%. From now on, every day, I will practice at a super fast speed. But what about now? The training speed has only increased by 3%. From now on, every day I practice, I will lose 7% of my training progress. No matter how much money you give me, it can't make up for this loss. Other warriors also agreed, yes. That's right, this meridian cannot be expanded to its limit. Who will make up for this loss? The seventh elder sighed, no matter how much you say now, it's useless. The dragon blood reserves are completely used up. The 9526 Federation, which is closest to us, can send us dragon blood, but the fastest way is to get it is 3 months. The distance between the great federations is too far, and it is difficult to transport goods. Some warriors were angry, 3 months? We have to wait another 3 months? Who can afford to wait like that? Yes, permanently reducing the cultivation speed by 7% for 3 months, who can bear it? What if we reach the end of our lifespan and are only one step away from a breakthrough, with only these 3 months left? Who will be responsible if we die in the end? What happened to you? The dragon blood reserves were running low, but you didn't rush to replenish them, and now it's like this. Hearing this, Jiang Chen quietly disappeared. The seventh elder wanted to find Jiang Chen and glared at him fiercely again, only to find that Jiang Chen had disappeared. Damn. This guy runs so fast. Chapter 59. Zijia swallowed his saliva beside him. He was the man who witnessed the whole process. He saw that the warrior named Jiang Chen was absorbing dragon blood crazily, and the more he absorbed, the faster he absorbed. In the end, a whole ton of dragon blood was absorbed. All the dragon blood of the Great Federation was absorbed. It's so scary. This guy is so scary. Although Zijia knew all the truth, he didn't dare to tell it out. After all, these dragon blood suckers were all angry. If they cursed Jiang Chen after learning the truth, wouldn't they indirectly offend Jiang Chen? Zijia was scared at the thought of offending such a person for no reason. Everyone, please be calm. Please be calm. The seventh elder could only continue to control the situation. Well, not only will we refund you in full, we will also provide you with a perfect practice room. You can practice in the practice room until the dragon blood arrives. We will let everyone absorb the dragon blood right away. What do you think? After hearing what the seventh elder said, everyone quieted down. A perfect practice room? I heard that practicing there is full of spiritual energy, and 1 day of practice is equivalent to 1.5 days of practice. Can make up for the missing 7%. Okay, let's do it this way. Everyone stopped making trouble. The ninth elder stood up and said, come on, I'll take you to the perfect practice room. Just like that, after everyone dispersed, Jiang Chen walked slowly to the side of the seventh elder and said, excuse me, can I go to the training room? I feel like I am also a victim. I am not allowed to absorb the dragon blood after absorbing half of it. Jiang Chen was totally joking when he said this. He was too lazy to go to the perfect training room. After all, the lounge just had more spiritual energy. No matter how much spiritual energy there is, can it be more than that of the Beizhou tribe? No. The seventh elder glared at Jiang Chen fiercely, tell me, should we provide you with it? There is so much dragon blood, and you have absorbed it all. Do you know how much a ton of dragon blood is worth in cosmic currency? The dragon blood you absorb is money. Although it was said before that Jiang Chen could absorb as much as he wanted, Jiang Chen absorbed too much. The Great Federation could no longer bear it. We in the Great Federation have suffered heavy losses. If we provide you with a training room, we will continue to lose money. Oh. Forget it. If you really want to go, I can take you there. Jiang Chen shook his head, I'm kidding, no need. The spiritual energy on my planet is also very rich. The seventh elder breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, Jiang Chen was not going to the practice room. But then again, the seventh elder asked curiously. How can you absorb so much dragon blood? That's a full ton. Even if you drink it, it will take you half a day, right? What on earth are you made of? How can you suck so hard? Su Cai raised his hand at this time, I know. Jiang Chen has an easy-to-absorb physique. I'll testify. Jiang Chen silently raised his thumbs up, good, they all learned how to answer quickly. Seventh elder. What is an easily absorbable constitution? Does it really exist? Forget it, I think I should report this to the Heavenly Martial Saint. Jiang Chen's qualifications are so good, maybe the Heavenly Martial Saint will change his mind. But then again, the Great Elder personally gave the order, saying that the Martial Saint Qingtian was in seclusion and didn't want to be disturbed. If anyone wanted to contact the Martial Saint in the future, they had to send the message to him first, and then he would pass it on to the Martial Saint Qingtian. That's good, let the Great Elder contact the Martial Saint, and I will feel more relaxed. Therefore, the seventh elder sent the message to the first elder, Jiang Chen absorbed over a ton of dragon blood. It is recommended to contact the Martial Saint Qingtian. The Martial Saint will definitely take it seriously. The Great Elder stood on a high platform, looking at the message sent by the seventh elder, his eyelids twitching slightly. He saw Jiang Chen absorbing the dragon's blood from the backstage. After all, there was so much less dragon's blood, so he naturally had to check it out. When he first learned about this, he was also shocked. Contact the martial Saint Jiang Chen. The great elder laughed and naturally intercepted the message. Before my master meets Jiang Chen, I must not let the sky-bearing martial saint notice Jiang Chen. Next, I have to think of an excuse to fool old Seven. After thinking for a while, the great elder replied, I have reported this to the martial saint Jiang Chen, and I am waiting for the martial saint's reply. In order to help Xin Wusheng get talents, the great elder is determined to do his best, even if it means offending Qingtian Wusheng. At worst, I can just leave branch 9527. Jiang Chen, only with my master can you get the best resources. Yuxin Wushan is himself an extremely powerful guide. If Jiang Chen's master is a martial arts saint, he will definitely be valued 10,000 times more. He may be the core disciple among the core disciples. As for the sky-bearing martial saint, even if he changed his mind about Jiang Chen because of the dragon blood incident, he would at most give him the status of a registered disciple and would not pay too much attention to Jiang Chen. The status and position of core disciples and registered disciples are very different. Therefore, even if it is for Jiang Chen's better growth, the great elder must introduce him to Xin Wusheng. By the way, what does this kid Jukin mean? He said he wants a communicator that doesn't require energy to activate. Why do you need this thing? Doesn't he know that every scientific research costs money? The communicators we have now are quite useful. When the seventh elder saw the first elder's reply, he didn't think much about it. Well, since it has been reported to the sky-clearing martial saint, that's good. He could never have imagined that the great elder would deceive him. Jiang Chen asked a soul-searching question at this time, I have absorbed half of the dragon blood now, and I want to continue absorbing it. What should I do? Do I have to wait for 3 months? The seventh elder shook his head, wait 3 months for the dragon blood to arrive? This is too slow and will delay your cultivation. Moreover, even if the dragon blood is sent again, what if it's still not enough for you to absorb? Hearing this, Jiang Chen fell silent. Indeed, even if a ton of dragon blood was sent over, what would I do if I absorbed it all? Would I have to keep waiting? After all, Chuan Chao is said to have no upper limit. The seventh elder continued, so, I am afraid that by then, there will still not be enough for you to absorb. Moreover, if you absorb all the dragon blood from the Great Federation, we won't be able to sell it for money. Therefore, I think you should join the martial saint as soon as possible. With the martial saint, there is unlimited dragon blood, which really allows you to absorb it to your heart's content. Jukin clapped his hands at this time, it's good to join the martial saint. The person in charge of our area is my master, the martial saint Qingtian. If you join the martial saint, we will be brothers from the same sect. Xiaojia was listening in a daze. So, Jiang Chen was not a disciple of the martial saint? No, is the martial saint blind to such a perverted guy? Why doesn't he accept him as his disciple? Jiang Chen smiled helplessly, seventh elder, you said I would seek refuge with the martial saint. But the problem is, no martial saint has said he wants to take me in as his disciple. Even if I want to seek refuge, I can't. The seventh elder assured Jiang Chen, I just asked the great elder to send a message to the martial saint. With the qualifications you have shown now, don't worry. The sky-bearing martial saint will definitely accept you as his disciple. Relax. It's just that the speed at which Wu Sheng replies to messages may be a little slow, so just wait a while. Jiang Chen rubbed his chin and said, okay, let's wait and see. I hope that the martial saint Qingtian can reply faster so that I can absorb the dragon blood earlier and not delay too long. Chapter 60. Hey. Jiang Chen. Jukin suddenly said. Now that you have absorbed so much dragon blood, your physical fitness should have improved a lot, right? Don't you want to challenge the warriors? I think, with your current physical condition, you will have no problem fighting a warrior. Su Cai also clapped his hands, yes, 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 with Jiang Chen's current strength, he will most likely win against the warrior. Come on Jiang Chen, let's go fight the fighters together and severely reduce their arrogance. Jukin and Su Cai, they both hated the fighters. Now that Jiang Chen was strong enough, they wanted Jiang Chen to teach the fighters a lesson. Jiang Chen smiled slightly, of course, I also want to fight them. But, according to Blue Star time, it is now 9:30 in the evening. Su Cai was stunned. What does that mean? Jiang Chen said, that is, I have other things to do, let's talk about it later. Without waiting for the two to react, Jiang Chen went to an empty corner and moved instantly. At this moment, in Blue Star, at Jiang Chen's home. Zhang Yunyi was wearing a loose pair of pajamas, her red lips were full and round, and her soft long hair fell naturally. At this moment, she was standing on tiptoe to look for a book on the bookshelf, her body slightly leaning forward. This angle just showed a certain exaggeration on her side, as if she was about to break the seal of her pajamas at any time. At this time, Jiang Chen teleported outside the door, pushed it open, and saw this scene. For a moment, Jiang Chen was also a little dazzled. Tisk, she is indeed a teenage girl. With proper nutrition, her development is almost like a supermodel. Brother. Zhang Yunyi also noticed Jiang Chen, and a look of doubt flashed in her clear eyes. Didn't you leave Blue Star? Jiang Chen laughed, I left, but I thought you wouldn't be able to sleep without me telling you stories, so I came back to tell you stories. Since childhood, Jiang Chen would tell stories almost every night to coax Zhang Yunyi to sleep, and Zhang Yunyi was very dependent on him. Hearing Jiang Chen's words, Zhang Yunyi's face also turned slightly red. If my peers knew that I need to tell stories before falling asleep, they would probably laugh at me. But, who can blame them for not having a brother? Come to think of it. Jiang Chen walked to Zhang Yunyi and picked her up. What are you doing in front of the bookshelf? Zhang Yunyi whispered, I can't sleep. I miss my brother a little bit. I plan to read a book to distract myself. Jiang Chen sighed and said, oh, I knew it, so I came back on purpose. Okay, sleep well. Jiang Chen put Zhang Yunyi on the bed, took off her little white socks, and then helped cover her with the quilt. Close your eyes and go to sleep. I'll tell you a story. Zhang Yunyi hid under the quilt, kicking her white and tender feet here and there. In just a moment, Jiang Chen pinned her down. What are you doing? You're not sleeping, but moving around. Zhang Yunyi murmured softly, I'm a little happy. Jiang Chen comforted him, okay, I know you are happy, go to sleep quickly, let me think about where we were when we told a story last time. Zhang Yunyi replied, the smoke of war rose on Cybertron, and the Prime Minister captured Megatron 7 times. Jiang Chen nodded, okay, let's continue. Next is Zhao Yun's 7th trip to the Kingdom of Light. Listening to Jiang Chen's story, although Zhang Yunyi didn't quite understand it, she still fell asleep peacefully. Okay, time to go back. Jiang Chen closed the door and teleported back to the Great Federation. Walking out of the deserted corner, Jiang Chen approached Jukin and Cai, let's go, I'm ready to meet those warriors. Jukin laughed, let's go. The three of them acted together. At the same time, in the elders' meeting room of the Great Federation, the Great Elder was presiding over the meeting. He called together several other elders and said, just now, the sky-bearing martial saint sent me a message saying that although Jiang Chen absorbed a lot of dragon blood, it was not a big deal and he would not consider accepting him as a disciple. When the 7th elder heard this, he was a little bit unbelievable. Is this sky-bearing martial saint crazy? Jiang Chen can absorb a ton of dragon blood, but he doesn't even care about this? The other elders also discussed quietly. Although they did not dare to speak out, they all felt that there was something wrong with the vision of the sky-bearing martial saint. Jiang Chen's qualifications are so great, how could he not accept a disciple? The elder clapped his hands, okay, everyone, be quiet for a moment. Jiang Chen's talent is obvious. We can't afford to train him. Even if all the resources in the 9,527 Federation were given to Jiang Chen, it probably wouldn't be enough. Therefore, I recommend that Jiang Chen become a disciple of another martial saint. As soon as these words came out, there was some commotion on the field. This area is under the jurisdiction of the martial saint Qingtian. It would not be a good thing if other martial saints intervened now. But thinking about it carefully, it seems that there is no other way. If we don't let other martial saints intervene, Jiang Chen's qualifications will be wasted. The second elder spoke up at this time, if we ask other martial saints to intervene, it will easily arouse the wrath of martial saint Qingtian, and we can't afford it. Well, I have an idea. I recommend Jiang Chen to go to the Holy Relics land. There are several martial saint inheritances there, although they are difficult. But as long as Jiang Chen can activate one, he can directly become a disciple of the martial saint. There is a Holy Relic land in every area of a the Federation. It is a place where powerful martial saints deliberately left their heritage. Every inheritance has a very high threshold. If you are not a super genius, you can't pass it. The corners of the Great Elder's mouth twitched slightly. His original plan was to hold a meeting and vote to get everyone to agree to allow other martial saints to intervene. In this way, Xin Wusheng can legitimately accept Jiang Chen as his disciple when he comes to the Great Federation. Otherwise, if you accept disciples secretly, you will easily get a bad reputation. But I didn't expect that the second elder's words would directly touch upon the holy relics. I agree, the third elder agreed. The other elders agreed, we agree too. Seeing that the situation was hopeless, the great elder could only say, okay, I understand. I will contact Jiang Chen in person and inform him of the location of the holy relics. Well, the meeting is over, adjourned. After everyone left, the great elder also sent the message to Xin Wusheng at the same time. Master, I'm sorry. I originally wanted you to accept Jiang Chen as your disciple legitimately. I didn't expect things to turn out like this. If Jiang Chen passes the test in the Holy Land, he will directly become the disciple of the powerful martial saint. By then, if you want to accept Jiang Chen as your disciple, it will be troublesome. Should I conceal the news about the Holy Relic Land and temporarily delay Jiang Chen? A moment later, Xin Wusheng sent a message, no need, you have been acting too much recently, which may arouse suspicion. If you continue to conceal the news of the Holy Relics Land, you may be exposed. So, just communicate with Jiang Chen normally and tell him the location of the Holy Relics Land. The Great Elder was a little anxious, tell Jiang Chen the location of the Holy Relics. What if Jiang Chen passes the test and becomes the disciple of the martial saint? Master, won't you have no chance? Chapter 61. Xin Wusheng sent a message, don't worry, the Wushengs who left their legacy in the Holy Land are all very powerful, and the difficulty of inheritance is extremely high. Let's put it this way, even me, no, even many Wu emperors, they couldn't pass those tests when they were weak. So, Jiang Chen, the possibility of him passing the test is very low. Upon seeing the news about Xin Wusheng, the Great Elder breathed a sigh of relief. He knew that the inheritance of the Holy Relics Land was very difficult, but he didn't expect it to be so difficult. Many martial emperors couldn't pass it when they were young. This is too exaggerated. That's good. Jiang Chen's chances of passing the level are low. I can now tell him the location of the holy relics without any worries. On Jiang Chen's side, he, Jukin, and So Cai were rushing to where the fighters gathered. On the way, Jiang Chen asked, by the way, Jukin, you also know that the strength of the planet I cultivated is pretty good. Are there any benefits? For example, giving everyone some dragon blood. Jukin coughed lightly, there are benefits, but, your training time is still short, the authorities cannot give you benefits yet. According to the regulations, after 1 year of training, you will participate in the star competition. The higher the ranking you get, the more benefits you will get. Among them are all the people on the planet, bathed in the blood of the dragon race. Jiang Chen nodded. So that's how it is. It takes a full year? It has only been a month since he got the ancient dark star. We have to wait another 11 months. But it doesn't matter, just wait. After all, dragon blood is really good. Not to mention that my training progress has greatly improved after my meridians were strengthened. Just talking about my physical strength, I have increased it several times. Jiang Chen clenched his fists. He felt that even without using energy, he could fight against a 5th level martial artist with his physical body alone. If the energy blessing is taken into account, Jiang Chen's normal strength is enough to kill warriors of the same level in seconds. This increase is big enough. At the same time, Jiang Chen was also thinking, if he continued to absorb dragon blood, would it be possible for him to rival the martial emperor with his physical strength alone? Of course, it is difficult to achieve this goal, but if there is really no limit to the amount of dragon blood that one can absorb, this goal is possible. Also, if all scions absorb dragon blood, their meridians will be strengthened together, and everyone's training speed will increase by more than 10%. If all the people's cultivation were added together and added to Jiang Chen's, it would mean that Jiang Chen's cultivation speed would increase by more than 10 times. Even dozens of times. So from any perspective, dragon blood is a good thing. Soon, the three of them arrived at the gathering place of the warriors, which were mostly strong men with well-developed muscles. Jiang Chen sensed that their cultivation was very low, and the strongest was only a 9th level warrior. But each one is stronger than the other. Full of power. Why are their heads so square? Jiang Chen couldn't help but ask. These muscular men, in addition to their well-developed muscles, also have somewhat square heads, which is a bit strange. Jukin explained, because warriors don't practice energy or supernatural powers, they only practice physical strength. They will use some items to enhance their physical strength. If you use this item too much, it will change your body shape. The head shape becomes square, which is a side effect of the item. In fact, there is also a saying that the squarer the head, the stronger the person's strength. Jiang Chen suddenly realized. At this time, a strong yellow-haired man came over and asked, "What are you guys doing here?" Jiang Chen's eyebrows moved slightly. These warriors were just as Jukin and the others said. They were not polite at all. Ju Chen sneered and said bluntly, "Of course I'm here to fight. Why don't you accept it? Let's have a fight." The yellow-haired sturdy man sneered, "You guys? You want to fight? I think you will be beaten." "Wait, are you new warriors? Don't you know the rules of the fighting arena? I tell you, in a fight here, cultivation and supernatural powers are not important, only the physical body is relied upon. Who can you beat with your skinny bodies? You are only asking for trouble." Jukin put his hands behind his back and said, "Of course I know the rules of the fighting arena. Stop talking nonsense and call out the best fighters among you." The yellow-haired sturdy man's expression changed. "Are you really here to cause trouble? Do I need to call for help to fight you? I can fight the three of you by myself. Come. Let's go to the fighting arena." Jukin's eyes widened, "Come on, who's afraid of who? My brother is invincible." "Yellow-haired strong man. Aren't you the one who's in love? Wait a minute." At this moment, another strong man came from a distance. "Huang Mao, this is a distinguished guest, do you know? This person is Huang Jukin." The yellow-haired sturdy man was shocked. "Martial Emperor? This person's cultivation level is actually Martial Emperor? Although they don't care about their cultivation, they will still be surprised when they meet a high-level warrior." Tang Si. Ju Chen looked at the approaching warrior, his expression becoming much more serious. The three brothers of the Tang family, Tang Yi, Tang Er, and Tang Si. These three are the strongest three in the fighting arena. At first, he lost to Tang Si and was humiliated. Today, he is counting on Jiang Chen to avenge him. Tang Si walked up to Ju Chen and asked, "What? Didn't you lose badly enough last time? Do you want to try again?" Ju Chen snorted and retreated behind Jiang Chen, "Shut your stinky mouth. Do you dare to fight with my brother Jiang Chen?" "Hey!" Tang Si was stunned. He thought Jukin would do it himself, but he didn't expect that he would rely on others. "Tisk, are you scared of being beaten?" Tang Si sizing up Jiang Chen and mocking Ju Chen. "I don't think you martial emperors are that great. If I had the aptitude for martial arts, plus your resources, I could also become a martial emperor. Useless guys." Jukin sighed, "Stop talking nonsense, let's fight." Tang Si waved his hand, "Come on." He studied it carefully and found that Jiang Chen didn't seem to have any muscles at all and didn't look like a very strong guy. Therefore, Tang Si didn't think he would lose. The fighting arena is in a closed room with a huge arena and some seats nearby for the spectators. Jiang Chen walked into the room, and instantly he felt that all the energy and supernatural powers had disappeared. The only thing he has left is the strength of his body. Sure enough, here, we can only rely on brute force. Jiang Chen took a deep breath, he was full of fighting spirit. I'll wait for you on the ring. Jiang Chen jumped up and jumped from the ground to the ring. Seeing this scene, Tang Xi's expression was a little solemn. This Jiang Chen, although he looked thin, he had a lot of strength in his body. That's right. He came here for Jukin's revenge, so he's obviously not too weak. I have to be careful. Don't make a mistake, or I'll be laughed at by Jukin. The yellow-haired sturdy man was also at the scene. When he saw Jiang Chen leap, he hurriedly coughed lightly. There is something, fortunately I didn't fight with Jiang Chen at that time. If a fight really breaks out, I will definitely be beaten. I recognize you. Tang Si also jumped and came to the stage. That's right, kid. I can give you 3 moves. Come on, attack me. Chapter 62. Not bad, little guy. I recognize you. Come on, I'll let you have 3 moves. After saying that, Tang Si patted his chest, and a dong 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 sound was heard, as if he was hammering iron. One can imagine his physical strength. Jiang Chen glanced at Tang Si, let me make 3 moves? I'm afraid you'll lose after 3 moves. Let's just fight normally. After saying that, Jiang Chen rushed directly towards Tang Si. Because he couldn't use his energy, Jiang Chen ran over, and everyone saw it clearly. Normal confrontation. Tang Si looked arrogant. No need. You attack me. If I can't even withstand 3 of your attacks, I will take Jukin's surname. If I can withstand it, you and Jukin will learn to bark like dogs together. Jukin felt uneasy. Could Jiang Chen really defeat Tang Si within 3 moves? He didn't want to bark like a dog. The yellow-haired sturdy man said, What? Are you scared? You are a dignified martial emperor, and you don't dare to gamble. Chu Chen gritted his teeth and said, Who's afraid? Let's gamble. But, Tang Si, if you lose, you have to bark like a dog. Tang Si agreed decisively, and sneered inwardly, thinking that he would never lose. Because his muscles would not lie. After saying that, Tang Si took a horse stance, intending to withstand Jiang Chen's 3 moves. You must hold on. I want to tell Jukin that even if you are the martial emperor, you have to learn to bark like a dog. It's nothing great. Jiang Chen just rushed in front of Tang Si, and punched Tang Si in the abdomen with all his strength. Bang! This punch left a red mark on Tang Si's abdomen. It hurts. Tang Si clenched his teeth and his body couldn't stop shaking. This guy's attack is too fierce. He obviously doesn't have any muscles. Why is it so fierce? The next moment, without waiting for Tang Si to react, Jiang Chen turned his body and kicked out, hitting Tang Si in the head. Bang! Tang Si suffered a severe blow and fell into coma. 2 moves, Jiang Chen won. This is just a pure physical fight. Jiang Chen stood where he was and clenched his fists. It was a strange feeling, the supernatural blood in his body seemed to be boiling. This kind of battle is quite interesting. It's a pity that Tang Si is not strong enough. If he were stronger and let Chuan Chao's blood boil completely, there might be some special changes. Jiang Chen could feel that there were some subtle changes in Chuan Chao's bloodline. Is this the victory? The yellow-haired sturdy man widened his eyes. Just 2 moves, and he defeated Tang Si. He knew that Jiang Chen had something, and guessed that Jiang Chen might win. But he never expected that he defeated Tang Si with just 2 moves. Who would believe this if he told others? After all, in the circle of martial artists, Tang Si is still very prestigious, almost equivalent to the martial emperor. Ha ha ha. Jukin laughed at this time. Tang Si. Hurry up and learn to bark like a dog. I really don't know what you are pretending to be. That's all. Tang Si got up from the ground painfully. Looking at Jukin at this moment, his face turned black. Humph, all of you, get out of here. Otherwise, I'll call on my big brother to take action. Jukin's expression changed. What do you mean? You are willing to accept the loss, you don't bark like a dog, and you still want to shake people. Tang Si snorted, get lost. Chu Chen took a deep breath and pulled Su Cai over to the side, let's stop here, we should get ready to leave. If Tang Sichen calls his eldest brother, then we might be in trouble. Jiang Chen ran over at this time, From what you said, Tang Xi's eldest brother is very strong. Jukin said seriously, Tang Yi, the strongest fighter in the 9527th Federation branch. Do you think he is strong? In the fighting arena, a place without energy, he can definitely beat a group of us. Don't mess with them here, let's go. Chu Chen was about to run away when he was stopped by Jiang Chen. In this case, wouldn't it be a big loss if we don't fight Tang Yi? Jukin. Jiang Chen, there's no need. Tang Yi doesn't use any light force when he attacks. What if you get hurt when you fight him? Let's really go. Jiang Chen shook his head. He was determined to fight with Tang Yi. If Tang Yi was really strong, he might be able to stimulate the Chuan Chao bloodline. Jukin, if you want to leave, go first. I must fight this one. Jukin sighed, well, okay, since you don't want to leave, I won't leave either. Su Cai raised his hand, I won't leave either. I want to see how strong Tang Yi is. Jiang Chen nodded and walked to Tang Si, then shout, call your eldest brother over. Let me fight him. Tang Si sneered, very good, I think you are looking for death. That yellow-haired guy, go and call my eldest brother. Teach this ignorant boy a lesson. Does he think that if he beats me, he will be invincible? The yellow-haired sturdy man responded, walked out of the room and went to call for help. A moment later, a sturdy man with a square face came over with a group of strong men. The square-faced man was Tang Yi. Interesting, I heard that you defeated my brother, and now you want to challenge me. Jiang Chen narrowed his eyes slightly. Just by looking at Tang Yi's face shape, one could tell that he was terribly strong. Yes, it's me. Want to fight me? Tang Yi waved his hand. No, unless you sign a life and death agreement with me. In a fight, life and death don't matter. If you get killed, you can't blame anyone. Zhu Chen's expression was very gloomy at the moment. This was Tang Yi, and he was very heavy-handed. Jiang Chen wanted to fight Tang Yi, it was too dangerous. Do you want to sign a life and death agreement? So Cai was also a little worried about Jiang Chen. If it was a normal battle, so Cai would naturally believe Jiang Chen, but this was a physical battle after all, and there was no superpower and cultivation was not considered. Lord Jukan, you are right. It is too dangerous to fight with Tang Yi. So Cai sighed. If I had known this earlier, I would have persuaded Jiang Chen as well. Jiang Chen can't have any accidents. Jiang Chen did not hesitate. Okay, take out your life and death agreement, I will sign it with you. Tang Yi raised his lips slightly. How brave. Boy, you are pretty good. Afterwards, Tang Yi waved his hand and a younger brother presented a life and death statement. Come. I've signed everything. Tang Yi handed the petition to Jiang Chen. Put your fingerprints here. Tang Yi's younger brother handed over the ink pad, and Jiang Chen used it directly and pressed his fingerprint. Okay, let's go to the ring and fight. Superior. The two of them came to the ring together. Tang Yi clenched his hands, and his muscles burst out completely. At this moment, among the group of younger brothers brought by Tang Yi, there was a black-haired boy who did not look strong and looked like an ordinary person. This Jiang Chen looks very thin, without those exaggerated muscles. But the sense of oppression coming from him is no less than that of Tang Yi. How does he train? Is there a new way of training for the warriors? Interesting. I must take a closer look. It might be very helpful to my research. The black-haired boy is called Qinya, and he has just become a fighter not long ago. Because he is too loyal, Tang Yi takes Qinya with him wherever he goes. Chapter 63. Brother, show us all your strength. Tang Si shouted from under the ring. Let him know what the strongest warrior is. On the ring, watching Tang Yi showing off his muscles, Jiang Chen decided to strike first. Test his strength. Jiang Chen suddenly accelerated and rushed towards Tang Yi. A right hook was thrown at Tang Yi at an extremely fast speed. Bang! A punch hit Tang Yi's head. Hiss! Tang Si and others gasped. Tang Yi was hit. Was he hit by Jiang Chen so easily? Was Tang Yi going to lose too? Hit it! So Cai waved his hand excitedly. Beautiful. There's a chance. Zhu Chen had a serious expression. No, although Jiang Chen hit Tang Yi, he did not cause any substantial damage. So Cai was stunned. No damage caused? So Cai looked towards the ring hurriedly. Tang Yi took Jiang Chen's punch without even moving back, looking relaxed. Your attack was too light. Tang Yi raised his fist. Watch out, this is the real attack. A punch hit Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen's pupils shrank slightly. The speed of this punch was really fast. It seemed that he had no time to block it. Jiang Chen was unable to block the punch and was hit directly, sending him flying backwards. I thought you were so strong. Tang Yi waved his hands. Nothing more. Tang Si, who was watching the fight, was excited. FK. Did you see that? This is my big brother. The strongest fighter. Tang Yi's other brothers were also excited. Brother Tang Yi, you are invincible. Jukan looked worried, and so Cai also looked at Jiang Chen worriedly. As for Jiang Chen, he fell to the ground after being knocked away, but he stood up again quickly. Yes, yes, it's such a powerful attack. Jiang Chen wiped the corner of his mouth. At this moment, his supernatural blood was boiling, and power was constantly surging in his body. This is the first time that I have been suppressed after obtaining the super bloodline. Actively activate, Chuan Xiao's muscle form. The stronger the opponent's attack, the stronger the host will be. There is no limit to growth. Boom. Jiang Chen's upper body muscles suddenly expanded by twice as much. Come on. Tang Yi. Keep going. Jiang Chen rushed towards Tang Yi again. Tang Yi was shocked when he saw Jiang Chen at this moment. What was going on? Why did he suddenly swell up so much muscle? You know, if you want to get muscles, there is no shortcut, you can only practice hard. How can someone suddenly have a lot of muscles? If we can have muscles whenever we want, then what's the point of our daily hard work? Tang Si and the others who were watching the fight were also stunned. Muscles suddenly expanded. They had been fighters for so many years, but this was the first time they had encountered such a situation. Logically speaking, this is impossible. Could it be that Jiang Chen injected energy into the muscles, causing them to expand rapidly? But that's not right. On the ring, there is no energy for Jiang Chen to use. At this moment, Qinya's eyes lit up and he looked at Jiang Chen with curiosity. I've seen so many fighters, but I've never seen anything like this. His muscles suddenly swelled up. This guy is really interesting. On the ring, Jiang Chen rushed to Tang Yi and threw a punch. Tang Yi hurriedly blocked it with his palm. With a bang, Tang Yi blocked Jiang Chen's attack. Hey! Tang Yi was stunned. It seems that the strength of the attack is very average, or even unchanged. It is still so weak. Damn, are you trying to scare me? Tang Yi breathed a sigh of relief. Seeing Jiang Chen's muscles suddenly expand, Tang Yi thought he was in danger. Unexpectedly, this is it. He really scared himself. Let's stop playing house. This move will get you done. Tang Yi raised his hand, intending to slap Jiang Chen to death. But, this slap had no effect on Jiang Chen at all. It was like hitting an iron wall. Ah! Jiang Chen just roared and punched Tang Yi again. Tang Yi was stunned. What? My attack is ineffective. Oh no, Jiang Chen's attack is coming again. I'll block it first. Bang! Once again, Tang Yi blocked Jiang Chen's attack, but for some reason. Is it my illusion? I feel that Jiang Chen's attack this time has become a little stronger. Forget it, don't think about it. I just don't believe that my attack is useless to you. Tang Yi also exerted his strength, punching Jiang Chen like raindrops. However, it had no effect at all, and he couldn't even make Jiang Chen take a step back. What's going on? Tang Si was dumbfounded. Why is my eldest brother's attack completely useless? He knew very well how heavy Tang Yi's fists were. With so many punches, not to mention Jiang Chen, even the stars should have been shattered, right? But why? Jiang Chen managed to take it all. And judging from his condition, he seems to be unharmed? Something's wrong. Jiang also noticed it. There is something wrong with Jiang Chen now. Jiang Chen seems to be winning. So Cai was confused. Hey? How could he win? Although he didn't know why, Tang Yi's attack was ineffective against Jiang Chen. But Jiang Chen's attack was ineffective against Tang Yi, right? If the two continued to fight, it would be a draw at best, right? Why was Jiang Chen going to win? Is there something wrong with my eyesight? Zhu Chen nodded and said, yes, your eyesight is not good. After all, you are only at the martial arts master level. It is normal that you can't tell who wins or loses. Although I don't know how Jiang Chen did it, but now Jiang Chen is going to win. On the ring, Tang Yi attacked again and again, and his punch hit Jiang Chen in the face. But it still had no effect, and Tang Yi even wanted to retreat. Jiang Chen suddenly stretched out his right hand, and with such speed, he grabbed Tang Yi's head directly. Want to catch me? Tang was shocked and quickly prepared to dodge. However, Jiang Chen's speed was beyond his imagination. In just a moment, he grabbed Tang Yi's head. How come? His speed wasn't this fast before? Is he really growing? During the fight, Tang Yi had some doubts. Jiang Chen's strength and speed seemed to be increasing. But he was not sure. Until this moment, I was caught. Monster. Monster. Just by fighting with others for a while, your own strength can be improved so much. This is too incredible. Tang Yi panicked. He had never seen such a person before. He became stronger the more he fought. What the hell was this if not cheating? Others practice very hard in order to become stronger. You become invincible after fighting with others? That's bullshit. At this moment, Jiang Chen grabbed Tang Yi's head and pressed it to the ground with force. Then, he pressed Tang Yi's head and started running. Just like plowing the land, Jiang Chen pushed Tang Yi's head and made a ditch in the ground. Aga! No matter how tough Tang Yi's head was, it couldn't withstand the constant impact of the soil. He fainted instantly. Stop. Tang Si and the others were getting anxious. If they continued, Tang Yi would be killed, right? Chapter 64. Stop. Tang Si and the others became anxious and rushed directly to the ring, trying to stop Jiang Chen from pushing Tang Yi's head. As a result, Jiang Chen grabbed Tang Yi's body and used it as a weapon, sweeping towards Tang Si and the others, making it impossible for them to get close. With a roar from Jiang Chen, he threw Tang Yi out with force, knocking down several people. Phew, cool. Jiang Chen let out a long sigh, released Chuan Chao's muscle state, and his body shape returned to normal. This strength has increased too much. I guess it's at the first level of Martial King, right? Jiang Chen sensed it silently. Before, his physical strength was at the 5th level of Martial Artist. This fierce fight made the super blood burst out. He directly strengthened himself to the 1st level of Martial King. As for the martial arts realm, it is estimated that it has also improved, but at this moment on the ring, energy is prohibited and Jiang Chen cannot sense his own cultivation. Only after leaving the fighting arena could Jiang Chen feel how much his cultivation had improved. When I meet an opponent of equal strength, my super bloodline is directly activated, and my speed is as fast as flying. Unfortunately, it is so hard to meet such an opponent. Jiang Chen felt it was a pity. It would be great if Tang Yi could be a little stronger. If Chuan Xiao's bloodline continued to boil, he would be able to improve even more. Jiang Chen, that's awesome. Zhu Chen came over at this time. I never expected that Tang Yi, the strongest fighter, was easily defeated by you. You are so ruthless. Jiang Chen sighed, but he couldn't be happy. After defeating Tang Yi, it would be difficult to meet an equally powerful opponent again. Suddenly, Qinya walked up to Jiang Chen and said, Big brother, you are so strong. Can I become your disciple? I also want to learn your fighting style. My muscles swelled up as I fought. That's amazing. Can you accept me as your apprentice? Jiang Chen glanced at Qinya. The system panel recorded Qinya's general information. Hey. Jiang Chen was distracted for a moment when he saw the panel, then he smiled. Forget it. I am still a low-level warrior myself. What can I teach you as my disciple? We'll meet again if we are lucky enough. After saying that, he took Su Cai and Zhu Chen and left. On the way, Su Cai was still curious and asked, Jiang Chen, you said you are a low-level warrior? Are you kidding? You are a low-level warrior, then what am I? Super low-level. Jiang Chen explained, no, I just feel that I am not strong enough. The gap is too big. Only when I can normally reach the martial honor realm can I be considered a hero. Looking at Jiang Chen's leaving back, Qinya was thoughtful. Will we meet again? Brother. Brother. At this time, Tang Si was shaking Tang Yi frantically. After being shaken violently, Tang Yi woke up slowly. IAMA Euro Tang Si was a little excited, brother, it's good that you woke up. I thought you were dead. But, brother, your head is pointed now. Tang Yi? What the hell? My head is pointed? Tang Si explained, Jiang Chen pushed your head and rubbed it on the ground, and then, it seemed to sharpen your head. Tang Yi's pupils trembled. The square face that symbolized his strength was gone? Then let me ask you. After leaving the fighting arena, Jiang Chen regained his sense of energy, and his cultivation level reached the 5th level of Martial King. Before, he was a 1st level Martial King. After this battle, he directly broke through 4 small realms. If other warriors knew about this, they would definitely question their lives. In the Martial King realm, every time you break through, the time required for cultivation is calculated in years. You just fought a fight and broke through? And you broke through continuously. Even if you cheat, you can't do it like this. Jiang Chen was sensing his cultivation level while calculating in his mind. After my breakthrough, if I challenge the Martial Saint with all my strength, can I win? After thinking for a while, Jiang Chen still shook his head. No, there is an absolute level difference between the Martial King and the Martial Saint. It is a qualitative change. The cultivation of the Martial Saint is like the vast ocean, boundless and boundless. And his cultivation at the 1st level of Martial King is like a drop of water. Although it can transform into tens of thousands of drops, it is still a drop of water. Even now, when I became a 5th level Martial King, I only turned 1 drop of water into 5 drops of water. After the transformation, there are only 50,000 drops of water. Compared with the vast ocean, these water drops are nothing. My normal state is still too weak. I will work harder in the future. I will try to defeat the Martial Saint when I am 20 years old. No buddy, are you really weak in normal state? The Martial Saint has practiced for thousands of years, and his magical powers, magic weapons and martial arts have all reached perfection. Even so, you still have to defeat those Martial Saints when you are 20 years old. Does the Martial Saint really have no face left? Zhu Chen suddenly said, Jiang Chen, thank you so much for helping me vent my anger. When I saw Tang Si getting beaten, I was so happy. Haha, that kid was so arrogant before. Jiang Chen smiled, you're welcome, mainly because I want to fight too. Jukin, do you know where there are stronger fighters? I didn't have a good fight this time. Jukin rubbed his chin, there are definitely stronger fighters, but they are not in area 9527. If you want to go to other areas, it will be very troublesome. The biggest problem is distance. The universe is really too big. My spaceship has good performance, but if I want to leave area 9527, I will have to fly for several months. Jiang Chen groaned. Distance? This can be made up for by teleportation. Jukin continued, I know you really want to fight a strong man, but don't worry. Didn't you absorb a lot of dragon blood before? This aptitude will definitely alarm the sky-clearing Martial Saint. I estimate that in a few days, the Martial Saint will come to find you. With the resources and connections of the sky-bearing Martial Saint, he can arrange for you any opponent you want. So, my advice is to just wait patiently until the sky-bearing Martial Saint comes to find you. At this time, Jukin didn't know that because of the Great Elder, the Martial Saint Qingtian was still kept in the dark. Su Cai also expressed his opinion at this time, Jiang Chen, you should stay in the Great Federation for a few more days. You haven't even used the ability enhancement potion yet. Besides that, the Great Federation has many more resources. You should at least have used them all before you can even think about leaving. Jiang Chen nodded and said, okay, then use the ability enhancement potion first. Jukin led the way, come on, I'll take you to find the Elder, and then use the supernatural power enhancement potion. Just like that, the 3 of them acted together and met the 4 elders of the Great Federation in a pharmacy. This person is responsible for managing the ability enhancing potions. Jiang Chen, are you here to enhance your supernatural powers? After seeing Jiang Chen, the 4th elder understood what Jiang Chen meant. Wait a moment, I'll get you some medicine, free of charge. The 4th elder turned around to get the medicine, while Jiang Chen fell into deep thought. Normal use of amplification potions costs money. If I use the enhancement potion on all the scions on the ancient dark star, how much will it cost in total? Jukin spoke, as if he had guessed what Jiang Chen was thinking, are you thinking about your subordinates? Don't worry, if your ancient Ming star can achieve good results in the battle for the planet. Then, dragon blood, ability enhancing potions, etc., are all free and will be given to all warriors on the planet. Chapter 65. Oh. Jiang Chen was a little surprised. They even gave away ability enhancing potions. This great federation is really generous. After all the warriors on the planet, this is not a small number. Speaking of which, I should find something for those scions to do. They'll probably be bored staying on the ancient dark planet every day. Jiang Chen looked at his tribe's mission. The second stage was to let the scions dominate the ancient underworld. This task has already been completed. The system reward is that all scions' talents increase and their training speed becomes faster. And the descendants of scions are more likely to produce elite warriors. The third stage of the clan's mission is to become the planet with the strongest average strength in the entire Demo mansion. This task is somewhat difficult, as the Demo mansion is too vast and there are many experts. To become the strongest planet, the average strength must be above martial master. It will take a long time to achieve the goal. I heard that there are many dangerous places in the Great Federation, such as the Shinyeo world where Jukin is stationed. Because there are too many dangerous places, the Great Federation is seriously short of manpower. It just so happens that I can send the scions out to fight. This will not only train them, but also allow them to search for treasures and gain clan points. There is no doubt that the more dangerous the place, the more treasures there are. Well, I'll mention it to Jukin later. Jiang Chen was thinking about this when the fourth elder came out with a potion. This is the ability enhancement potion. Jiang Chen, come and try it. By the way, I heard you have multiple superpowers. I wonder if this potion will have any special effects on you. Jiang Chen? What's the meaning? The fourth elder explained, I use this potion to inject people with a single ability to strengthen their own ability. You have several abilities, so should I inject you with a few more potions? Or should I just inject one like them? Also, when it comes to strengthening your abilities, does it strengthen your own abilities, or can it strengthen other abilities as well? Jiang Chen spread his hands, indicating that he didn't know either, and asked the fourth elder to give the injection directly. Okay, practice makes perfect. The fourth elder took out a syringe, first drew out the medicine, and then planned to inject it into Jiang Chen. As a result, the needle broke into pieces with a click after it pierced Jiang Chen's skin. Well, the needle was broken. The fourth elder's eyes widened. What's going on? How come your skin is so tough? The fourth elder was stunned. He had given injections to so many warriors, but this was the first time he couldn't get the needle in. Chu Chen was quite calm. After all, Jiang Chen defeated Tang Yi, the strongest warrior, with his physical strength alone. How could an ordinary needle possibly break through a body of this level? Fourth elder, you may not know that Jiang Chen's physical strength is very strong. Let's change to a special needle. The fourth elder took a deep breath and said, okay, I understand. Wait a moment. After a moment, the fourth elder took out a very precise and tiny needle. This is specially used for people with strong bodies. It will definitely penetrate. Oh, by the way, Jiang Chen, you also need to relax and don't use too much force. Otherwise, the needle may still break. Jiang Chen. We agreed to use a special needle, why do you still require me to cooperate? I feel that this needle is also very unprofessional. Although he had some complaints in his heart, Jiang Chen still did as he was told, completely contracting his energy and his body reached a state of complete relaxation. In this case, if the needle still cannot penetrate the defense, Jiang Chen will have no choice. The needle approached Jiang Chen's skin again. This time it did not break, but it made a crackling sound after touching the skin. Can't get in. Why is it still not working? The fourth elder was so anxious that sweat appeared on his forehead. Jukin came over at this time. Let me do it, fourth elder, you are too weak. Jukin took it over and used his own strength to successfully insert the needle. The fourth elder wiped the sweat from his forehead and said, oh my god, Jiang Chen just stood there and let me poke him with the needle, but I couldn't get it through. If I fight with him, won't I be unable to break through my defense for the rest of my life? Young people nowadays are becoming more and more evil. As the strengthening drug was successfully injected, Jiang Chen could also feel a surge of hot energy coming from his body. The fourth elder reminded him at this time, you should absorb it with all your strength first. After about 10 minutes, we will see if it works. If it doesn't work, we will continue to inject you. Jiang Chen nodded, and about 5 minutes later, he felt the effect. Take a look. Superpower, Conquer Effect 1, after killing a warrior, you can plunder his supernatural powers. Effect 2, you can sacrifice your special powers and convert them into your own cultivation. Effect 3, if you injure your opponent and get a drop of his blood, you can use the blood to block his supernatural powers. Effect 4, you can grant your own abilities to others. After this upgrade, 2 new effects were added. Using blood to seal superpowers seems pretty good. It might work wonders in battle. Jiang Chen rubbed his chin. As for this matter of bestowing supernatural powers on others, I am very satisfied. Like Jiang Chen, by killing enemies, he can obtain various superpowers, including some logistical powers, such as creating some treasures by spending several years. Jiang Chen is unwilling to use this ability because a few years is too long. But if it is given to other people, such as Sokyun Li, this special ability can be fully utilized. The same goes for other superpowers. Many superpowers that are useless to Jiang Chen, if given to his subordinates, might be able to cultivate a directional genius. My goodness, this Sokyun Li is going to be my head of logistics department. Jiang Chen complained. At this time, the fourth elder asked, Jiang Chen, you have multiple superpowers in your body. After the injection of the potion, how many of them were enhanced? Jiang Chen replied, only my own superpowers have been enhanced. The other superpowers have not changed. When it comes to upgrading superpowers, only the inherent superpowers will be upgraded, which Jiang Chen had anticipated. After all, I had completed the system task before and was rewarded with an upgraded ability, but it was only an upgrade of the conquest ability. The fourth elder was a little unwilling. How about you inject another one? See if you can upgrade other abilities after multiple injections. Jiang Chen thought about it and didn't refuse. Come on. Just like that, Jiang gave Jiang Chen the injection again. After a moment, there was no movement in Jiang Chen's body. The fourth elder sighed. Okay, it seems that we can draw a conclusion. The enhancement of superpowers is only useful for the superpowers of the original body. What a shame. If it worked for other powers as well, you'd be even stronger. Jiang Chen comforted the fourth elder. It's okay. Our human technology is constantly improving. Maybe one day, we will develop a potion that can enhance all superpowers. The fourth elder nodded. It was indeed possible. After all, humans in the past did not even have potions to enhance their superpowers. Chapter 66. Well, our human race's technology is indeed developing very fast. The fourth elder sighed. Okay, the injection of the medicine has been completed. I will leave now. I have other things to do. After saying that, the fourth elder walked towards the backyard of the pharmacy and started to get busy. Jiang looked at Jiang Chen. Shall we go too? Jiang Chen nodded and was about to leave the pharmacy. Suddenly, a middle-aged man in a black robe and with a resolute face walked into the door of the pharmacy. Is it the great elder? Jiang Chen recognized the middle-aged man the moment he saw him. This man is none other than the Grand Elder of the Great Federation. A powerful man whose cultivation has reached the 9th level of Martial Emperor. Oh, not very strong. Anyway, I can't beat myself. This is what Jiang thought. Great Elder. Jiang Chen also looked at the middle-aged man curiously. How come the person in branch 9527, who is nominally the most powerful, appeared in front of the pharmacy? The elder walked up to Jiang Chen with a kind smile on his face. You are Jiang Chen, right? I guessed you would come to strengthen your abilities, so I came to see you, and sure enough, I saw you. I came here to tell you something and give you a suggestion. First of all, because you absorbed a lot of dragon blood, I and other elders all thought that you would be favored by the sky-bearing martial saint. But he didn't favor you. The sky-bearing martial saint said that he does not intend to accept you as his disciple. Hearing this, Jiang Chen was a little confused. What? What happened to his master? He actually looked down on Jiang Chen? Damn, my master is. Due to the majesty of the martial saint, Jiang Chen didn't dare to say the words blind in the end. Although the great elder lied, Jiang did not dare to verify it. After all, the gap in their status was too big. He, Jiang, couldn't send a message to Wushan and ask, why don't you accept Jiang Chen as your disciple? Jiang didn't dare to question the martial saint in this way. Therefore, no one could expose the great elder's lies. Jiang Chen didn't have any special reaction after hearing what the great elder said. The martial saint didn't like it. Then he didn't like it. Indeed, with the help of the martial saint, I can avoid many detours. But if the martial saint is too lazy to help me, I can still reach the peak. It's just that it will take longer. So Cai scratched his hair. What a fool, you martial arts master. Jiang Chen has such a great talent, but you don't even like him? I really want to shit on your head. Damn guy. The elder saw that Jiang Chen had no reaction, and he admired Jiang Chen's state of mind, which was really good. You don't have to be too discouraged. After saying this, the elder always felt something strange, as Jiang Chen didn't seem to be discouraged. Well, forget it, no need to comfort me, let's get straight to the whole point. I said before that I have a suggestion for you, which is that you can go to the Holy Relics land to have a look. There are many powerful martial saints there, and they left their inheritances. If you can pass the inheritance, then you will have the opportunity to become a disciple of the martial saint. Jiang Chen fell into deep thought. Oh? The Holy Relics? There is such a place? Then I will go and have a look some other day. It will be much more convenient for me to have the help of the martial saint. Jiang spoke at this time. The Holy Land? There are indeed many martial saint inheritances there, but it's too difficult. I'm not afraid of you laughing at me, but I've been to the Holy Land before. But in the end, not a single inheritance was passed. Oh, it was too difficult. But Jiang Chen changed the subject at this time. But if it was you, Jiang Chen, maybe you could pass. After all, you are much better than me. After spending some time with Jiang Chen was completely convinced. Jiang Chen is so awesome. The elder's expression tensed. Jiang actually trusted Jiang Chen so much? Could it be that Jiang Chen was more powerful than he thought? Could he really pass the martial saint inheritance? If he really became a disciple of another martial saint, wouldn't that be a waste of Jiang Chen's talent? After all, only his own master would give Jiang Chen the best development. If Jiang Chen becomes someone else's disciple, it would be a complete waste. Yuxin Wushan really values a euro Jiang Chen, but other Wushans have a lot of disciples, so no matter how good Jiang Chen's qualifications are, they won't value him too much. The resources obtained by training disciples wholeheartedly and training disciples casually are also different. But soon, the elder calmed down. He felt that Jiang's words might simply be encouragement to Jiang Chen. The possibility that Jiang Chen can actually pass is very low. Don't think too much, don't get too excited, and don't show your true colors. The elder took a deep breath and continued to look at Jiang Chen kindly. Jiang Chen, add a contact method. I will send you the coordinates of the holy relics later. In this way, the Great Elder exchanged contact information with Jiang Chen. At the same time, the Great Elder also sent over the coordinates of the holy relics. After seeing the coordinates, Jiang Chen was stunned, and then called So Cai, look, these coordinates are somewhat similar to the ones you sent me. So Cai came over to take a look and found that indeed, he had sent Jiang Chen a coordinate before. That was the place where he often went to explore for treasures. How come my precious land is so close to the holy relics? The Great Elder laughed and said, this is normal, because the spiritual energy in the holy relics is rich, and any leakage of spiritual energy can give birth to many treasures. Then, a small number of warriors who venture into the holy relics land may die. After their death, their treasures will be teleported out of the holy relics land and will fall outside. Over time, the area surrounding the holy relics also became a treasure land. So Cai suddenly realized, that's what it was. By the way, So Cai looked at the Great Elder and took the initiative to propose. I want to hand over the identity of the Lord of Blue Star to Jiang Chen. The Great Elder was somewhat surprised that So Cai actually gave up Blue Star. Jiang Chen, what do you mean? Jiang Chen glanced at So Cai, then looked at the Great Elder, okay, let me be the Lord of Blue Star. 3 days later, Jiang Chen and So Cai set off together. Jiang Chen's target is the Holy Land. As for So Cai, his target was naturally the precious place he often visited. He bought some treasures to make himself stronger. This time he went to the treasure land with only one goal. To take back everything that belongs to him. Lu Ruin. Just wait and see. So Cai shouted in a low voice. Jiang Chen's ears moved slightly. After all, they were in the spaceship, so he could hear So Cai's voice no matter how low it was. What's going on? Can you tell me about it? So Cai sighed, nothing, I just went to explore the treasure land before and met a young woman named Lu Ruin. At the beginning, I explored the treasure land with her. She cared about me and I was very touched. We worked together and found a lot of treasures. But later, we met a young man from an aristocratic family. This guy was stronger than me in terms of cultivation and background. Lu Ruin betrayed me directly and told the young man that I had a lot of treasures. Taking this opportunity, Lu Ruin successfully got to know the young master of the aristocratic family. I was also hunted down by them, but I luckily escaped. Chapter 67. Oh. Jiang Chen suddenly realized. Simply put, a more outstanding man appeared, and Lu Ruin sacrificed So Cai in order to curry favor with him. Brother, this is a bit tragic. Jiang Chen patted So Cai's shoulder to comfort him. So, you want to seek revenge on Lu Ruin, how about that? Do you need my help? So Cai shook his head, don't you have your own things to do? I won't delay you. Jiang Chen laughed, it's okay, even if it's delayed, it won't be delayed for a few days. I want to eat melons more, take me with you. So Cai. It turns out you just want to eat melons. Okay, since you want to go, I'll take you with me to meet Lu Ruin. The two of them were sitting on the spaceship, moving towards their goal. At the same time, Jukin was also sitting on his own spaceship. Jiang Chen told me to go to Ancient Dark Star and lead a group of scions, and then fight with them in the godly world. This will help train them. Well, we must take Carrot and Beijuda with us. Let them merge together, I want to fight them again. Jukin felt unhappy when he thought about being defeated by Beijut. Damn it, I must have revenge. I must have revenge. Soon, Jukin landed on the Ancient Dark Star. He chose Kalo, Beijuda, and 50 scions who could transform into Super Saiyan gods. Everyone gathered in the tribe, planning to board Jukin's spaceship. Hey, wait. Suddenly, Jukin discovered the blind spot, and he looked at Carrot's waist in confusion. Why does the gourd on your waist look familiar to me? Carrot scratched his head, does it look familiar? I don't know, but when I first saw the gourd, I also felt it looked familiar. Jukin? No, man, why does it feel so similar to my forbidden magic weapon, the 5-polarity gourd? Wait, Jiang Chen borrowed my gourd for a day before, could he have copied it in some way? Hey? No way? No. Wait a minute, there seems to be one in Beijut Tower as well? Suddenly, Jukin noticed that he also had the Beijut Tower. What was going on? These two people actually had the 5 extremes gourd? Could it be that Jiang Chen really copied a bunch of 5-pole gourds and each person carried one? No, absolutely impossible. This is a forbidden magic weapon. How can it be mass-produced? It should just be a simple decoration. Jukin thought. If it can be mass-produced, Jiang Chen will be amazing. Beijuda looked at the spaceship, okay. Stop talking nonsense and get on board to the Shinyeo world. I can't wait to fight. Ju Chen hurriedly said, wait, before we set off, I have another request, can you let that Beiju Te come out and fight with me? Please, I'm counting on you guys. I really, don't accept it. Jukin was still brooding over the last defeat. He wanted to use all his strength to fight with Beijut to see who would win. Carrot said it didn't matter, if you want to fight, I can fight you. But Beijuda, he doesn't like to merge with me. Beijuda snorted coldly. Jukin rubbed his temple. So, as long as Beijut Tower agreed, he could fight Beijut. Let's think of a solution. Seeing the conflict between Beijuda and Carrot, Jukin suddenly realized something. I think I have an idea. Jukin pulled Beijut Tower over, walked to a corner where no one was paying attention, and whispered, do you want to surpass Carrot? Beijuda's eyes widened, do you have a way for me to surpass Callow? Don't be ridiculous. Master Jiang Chen has already said that I can only defeat Callow by becoming Super Saiyan 4. Jukin shook his head, no, I have a superpower enhancement potion that can enhance your superpowers. In this way, in terms of superpowers alone, you can surpass Carrot. Beiju Tower. Is it just supernatural transcendence? But if you think about it carefully, just the ability to surpass others is pretty good. At least, I am better than Carlotta in one aspect. Okay, can you give me your potion? Beijuda asked. Jukin put his hands behind his back and said, of course you can, but I have a request. You must merge with Carrot and let Beijut come out to fight me. After the battle, regardless of whether you win or lose, I will give you a superpower enhancement potion. Beijut Tower. Still want to merge? After some inner struggle, Beijuda finally agreed. Okay, I'll go merge with him right now. But don't forget to give me the potion after the fight. Chu Chen smiled slightly, don't worry, I won't forget it. Just like that, Beijuda approached Carrot and proposed a merger. Carrot was shocked, hey, Jukin, how did you convince Beijuda? He actually merged with me. Jukin waved his hand, don't ask too many questions, let's start fighting. Carrot scratched his head, okay, let's just start fighting. The two used the earrings again and instantly merged. Beijut, here we go. You again. Beijut looked at Jukin and curled his lips. Why? Haven't you been tortured enough? Chu Chen snorted coldly, last time, I was careless. This time, I will definitely not lose. 5 Polarity Gourd is out. Jukin directly activates the gourd. Defense is greatly increased. Seeing this, Beiju Te folded his hands in front of his chest and said, I thought it was something else, but it turned out to be the 5 Polarity Gourd. Do you think you are the only one who has it? Jukin? What do you mean? Besides me, who else has this 5 Pole Gourd? Beiju clapped his hands and activated the gourd on his waist. Defense greatly increased. Jukin. FK. It's not a decoration. Their gourds can be used? But what's going on? This is unscientific. Jukin was stunned. He felt that his worldview had been impacted. A forbidden weapon that even contained the spirit of a supreme weapon. How could the other party have copied such a unique thing? This. If you don't attack, I will. Beijut was too lazy to talk nonsense. Seeing Jukin's dazed look, he decided to take action. Don't say I attacked you, boom. Beijut directly transformed into a Super Saiyan God and punched Jukin. However, due to the protection of the 5 Pole Gourd, the power of this punch was attenuated by 90%. It just barely injured Jukin. I lost. Jukin chose to admit defeat directly. Beijut. Are you admitting defeat now? Chu Chen lowered his head, I can't break the defense of the 5 Extremes Gourd. If you use the 5 Extremes Gourd, I will never be able to hurt you. But you broke the defense of my gourd. So, I have no chance of winning this battle. You won. I admit defeat. Beijut was a little speechless. You took so much effort to call me out, and this is the result? As if sensing Beijut's helplessness, Chu Chen silently clenched his fists, don't be complacent. I will work hard to practice. Sooner or later, I will defeat you. This will be my life's pursuit. Chapter 68. Jukin shouted, that's right. To defeat you, this is my life's pursuit. One day, I can do it. Beijut waved his hands, it's impossible. Don't even think about it. You will never be able to defeat me. Okay, let's end it. Beijut took the initiative to disintegrate into Karo and Beijut Tower. Jukin expressed his dissatisfaction, damn it, just wait, sooner or later, I will surpass you. Beiju Te. That day will come. As for Carrot, he looked at Beijuda with anger on his face, damn it, Beijuda, you are so insidious, you actually used the supernatural power enhancement potion. After the fusion, the memories were shared, and Carrot also knew about the deal between Beijut Tower and Jukin. Beijuda glanced at Carrot, idiot. Carrot. Jukin. I also want the ability enhancing potion. Give it to me. Jukin said, I'm sorry, I promised Beijut Tower that I would only use it for him. Carrot, if you don't let me use it, I won't merge with you next time you want to challenge Beijut. Jukin sighed, next time, let's talk about it next time. I admit defeat. I am no match for Beijut now. But. Jukin showed high morale, I am not discouraged. One day I can do it. Carrot. After all, you still don't strengthen my superpowers. Well. Beijut Tower was feeling a little proud at this moment. How great. Finally, I can surpass Carrot in one aspect. Come to think of it. Beijuda looked at Jukin. We have the same magic weapon as yours. Aren't you curious? Why didn't you ask? Jukin acted very casually, was it Jiang Chen who did it? If it was him, it would be normal. There's no need to be too surprised. Beijuda was a little surprised, oh? You are so open-minded. Hearing this, Chu Chen almost cried, if I don't act more free and easy, what else can I do? So many gourds have been mass-produced, I can only accept it. Damn it. This magic weapon that was originally mine has now been possessed by everyone. I feel so bad. Beijut Tower. It turns out he was just pretending to be strong. Jukin shouted, Jiang Chen is really outrageous. Anything can happen to him. Carrot interrupted Jukan, okay, should we set off? Let's go to the Shinyeo world quickly. I can't wait to fight. Beijuda was also full of fighting spirit, me too. Let's go. Jukan waved his hand and led everyone onto the spaceship. Goal, God shines in the world. On the other side of the universe, very far away from the ancient Pluto. An ordinary-looking man, sitting on a chair, holding a goblet, behaves very elegantly. Mr. Fu. At this time, a woman dressed as a housekeeper came over. I have bought a spaceship ticket for you to Area 9527. It is expected to arrive in a month. Mr. F stood up from his chair, thank you, my dear butler. The woman was about to say you are welcome when Mr. Fu attacked and killed the housekeeper. I'm going to be away for a while. To prevent the secret from being leaked, you should just stay asleep. Oh, haha. Mr. Fu covered his mouth and laughed 3 times, and then in an instant, his expression became gloomy. Kula, you actually died in Area 9527. I want to see what strange things there are. Mr. Fu is Kula's younger brother, Kulasa. After he infiltrated the human race, he used the alias Mr. Fu and directly started working in space real estate. He accumulated a lot of wealth. Oh, of course, Kula, I will also take over all the power you have secretly cultivated for many years. Oh hee hee. Kulasa laughed out loud again. Going to visit Kula was fake, and taking over the remaining forces of Kula was Kulasa's real goal. I heard that Kula is working on some high-tech planet, doing some mechanization. Now all his research results will belong to me. As for Jiang Chen, he and Sociai finally arrived at the treasure land that Sociai mentioned. Planet 805. This planet 805 is actually a relatively large satellite, and there are many similar satellites nearby. They all revolve around a huge, spiritual planet. And this planet is the place of holy relics. Do you really want to eat melons? Why not go directly to the holy relics? Sociai looked at Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen nodded, there's no rush. Let's go and take me to see Lu Ruyan. Oh, by the way, are you sure Lu Ruyan is still on this planet? Sociai thought for a moment and replied, she is most likely still on planet 805, because she is most familiar with this place and it is easier for her to get treasures. Jiang Chen expressed his understanding and then looked around. The scenery on this planet is pretty good, and the spiritual energy is also abundant. All I can say is that, as expected of a planet close to the holy relics, it can't be that bad. Sociai flew into the air and began to look for Lu Ruyan. About an hour later, Sociai suddenly pointed to the ground and said, found it. Jiang Chen looked in the direction Sociai was pointing and saw a man in luxurious clothes. Jiang Chen? Is this Lu Ruyan? Sociai explained, no, it was that rich kid. Just to please him, Lu Ruyan stabbed me in the back. Then they came after me together. He's nearby, which means Lu Ruyan is also nearby. I'll go ask him. With this thought, Sociai accelerated and flew in front of the man, young master of the Su family, right? Tell me. Where is Lu Ruyan? I want revenge on him. If you dare to protect her, I will kill you too. Jiang Chen was eating melon on the side. As for the young master of the Su family, he was overjoyed when he saw Sociai, brother Sociai. Hey! You came at the right time. I was just planning to seek revenge on Lu Ruyan. Let's just join forces and kill this stinky BD. Sociai? Jiang Chen oh? The young master of the Su family explained, brother Sociai, I'm afraid you don't know, that Lu Ruyan, she actually stabbed me in the back. We met a big shot. In order to please the big shot, she directly abandoned me. I'm so angry. I won't be a human being if I don't take revenge. Jiang Chen. Wonderful, wonderful. Sociai couldn't believe it, you were also stabbed in the back. The young master of the Su family nodded, yes, she also backstabbed me. I gave her a lot of gifts, some of which have positioning functions, so I know where she is. It's just that I haven't been able to go because I'm not strong enough. Now, brother Sociai, if you join forces with me, I'll be sure of success. How about we rush over together and kill Lu Ruyan to vent our anger? Sociai was silent for a while, then nodded, well, let's act together. Originally, Sociai had some resentment towards the young master of the Su family, but after learning that he was also deceived by Lu Ruyan, this resentment dissipated. There is even a sense of sympathy. Chapter 69. Who is this brother? The young master of the Su family noticed Jiang Chen and asked tentatively. Could it be that this is the backup that Sociai is looking for? Is he also a strong man? Sociai coughed lightly, he is my friend, he mainly eats melons. Hearing this, young master Su's expression dimmed. Are you just a bystander? He just won't do anything. What a pity. If he could do something, we would have more help. Sociai waved his hand, okay, let's not talk about this. Take me to find Lu Ruyan. She should still be on planet 805, right? Young master Su nodded, yes, according to the location on my treasure, Lu Ruyan is about a few thousand meters away from us, just to the west. Sociai raised his right hand, what are we waiting for? Let's go over now. Just like that, the 3 of them flew towards where Lu Ruyan was. In the west, beside a river, Lu Ruyan and a man were exploring treasures on the shore. Master Chen, there is a good treasure hidden somewhere in this river. You will definitely like it. After saying that, Lu Ruyan lifted her hair and showed her white neck to Master Chen. Young Master Chen remained calm and continued to look for treasures. He knew very well what kind of person Lu Ruyan was. She can backstab others to please herself, so if a stronger guy appears, she will backstab herself. Therefore, for this kind of woman, it is enough to treat her as a tool to find treasures. There is no need to communicate too much. Seeing that young Master Chen ignored her, Lu Ruyan was not discouraged. After all, they were alone and had plenty of time to touch each other's hearts. I've played with more men than you've eaten salt. I don't believe you can escape from my grasp. Thinking of this, Lu Ruyan planned to do something small. Die. Suddenly, a roar was heard in the air. It was Su Cai and Master Su, they were coming to kill us. Lu Ruyan. No one can save you today. Lu Ruyan was shocked. She didn't expect that Su Cai and young Master Su were hanging out together. Master Chen, help me. Lu Ruyan instantly hid behind Master Chen and then said in a low voice. Master Chen, if I die, no one will take you treasure hunting. Hearing this, Master Chen frowned slightly. He didn't want to save Lu Ruyan, but Lu Ruyan knew a lot of treasure spots. If she died like this, it would be a loss for him. Forget it, these two little guys in the martial master realm, just drive them away. Master Chen stopped the two of them and said, stop it. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Young Master Su snorted, Chen. You are a 4th level martial artist, and I am a 3rd level martial artist. If the two of us face off, I really can't beat you. But I have a helper now, Su Cai. He is a 2nd level martial artist. If we join forces, you will definitely lose. If you insist on protecting Lu Ruyan, I will kill you. Master Chen cursed inwardly, who the hell wants to protect Lu Ruyan? It's because she knows a lot of treasure spots. There's no other way. I have to use up the trump card the family gave me. Young Master Chen knew very well that he could not defeat Su Cai and the other two if they joined forces. Therefore, he directly used his trump card. The Martial Emperor level puppet. His strength reaches the 1st level of Martial Emperor and he can activate it 3 times. This is something his family gave him to save his life. I came here to participate in the family trial, but I didn't expect to use my trump card on the first day. Oh, it's so difficult. However, as long as I protect Lu Ruyan, she will lead me to find many treasures. This family trial is to see who can find more treasures. Lu Ruyan is the key to my victory. She must live. Young Master Chen acted decisively and took out a Martial Emperor level puppet directly from his storage ring. Go. Kill them both. And take away the treasure. As soon as the Martial Emperor level puppet appeared, it released a terrifying pressure. It directly suppressed Su Cai and Master Su. At the same time, this power spread to Jiang Chen. Hey? It's actually a Martial Emperor level puppet? As expected of a disciple from an aristocratic family, he has so many hidden cards. Jiang Chen instantly transformed into Super 2 with a wave of his hand. Boom. Directly dispersed these powerful forces. Lu Ruyan, seeing the puppet suppressing Su Cai and Master Su, was about to taunt them, you two are nothing in front of Master Chen. Unexpectedly, the next moment, the puppet's pressure was dispelled. Who is this person? Lu Ruyan looked at Jiang Chen with horror on her face. How could he be so powerful? Even a Martial Emperor level puppet was suppressed by him with a wave of his hand? Hey? Who is it? Master Chen also noticed Jiang Chen, but, when he saw Jiang Chen's blonde hair, he was stunned. Then, bang! He fell to his knees. Senior. I didn't mean to offend you. Jiang Chen? So direct? What does that mean? On Su Cai's side, as the pressure was dispelled by Jiang Chen, he was finally able to breathe a sigh of relief. Mr. Su. Didn't you say that young Master Chen was only a 4th level martial artist? We can easily win. Why didn't you tell me earlier that he had such a trump card? Master Su's face was dark, I don't know. If I knew he had a Martial Emperor level puppet, would I still dare to cause trouble for him? But is your friend so powerful? He suppressed the Martial Emperor level puppets. Su Cai snorted, my friend is just so strong, why? Are you dissatisfied? Master Su shrank his neck and said, how dare I disobey? Look, the guy named Chen knelt down directly. Su Cai looked towards Jiang Chen. Master Chen had already knelt before Jiang Chen. Su Cai was very confused about this. Kneeling so quickly? Master Chen quickly explained to Jiang Chen, you may know Elder Jukin of my family. He is the strongest elder in our Chen family. It was Elder Jukin who said that when the disciples of the clan are out for trials, if they meet someone whose hair can turn into gold, they should kneel down. If they meet someone whose hair can turn into red, they should kneel down and lick his a. Jiang Chen. Oh, it turns out that it's someone from Jukin's side. I thought Jukin's surname was Ju, but it turns out his surname is Chen. Su Cai also suddenly realized that it was Jukin's man, so it was not surprising. Young Master Su was shocked. The most powerful martial emperor Jukin actually issued such an order? Shouldn't he tell the elders of the Su family? It seems like these guys who can turn their hair blonde are not easy to mess with. Okay, don't get involved in this matter. Jiang Chen waved his hand and didn't make things difficult for young Master Chen. Master Chen immediately stood aside, yes, I will follow your orders. Jiang Chen shook his head slightly. He originally wanted to watch the show, but he didn't expect the other party to give in directly. It seems that although I have just arrived in the universe not long ago, I have also made some name for myself. At this moment, the most confused person was Lu Ruyan. What was going on? You, the young master of the Chen family, just gave in? Is this blonde boy so scary? What should I do then? Is it the end? Lu Ruyan never expected that this damn Cai actually knew such a powerful warrior. If you had such a background, why didn't you tell me earlier? Damn it. Chapter 70. Thinking that she might be killed by Cai, Lu Ruyan started thinking quickly. This blonde boy is extremely powerful. Will it be useful if I beg him for mercy? I think it's useless. Such a strong man will not even look at me. But he seemed to be Cai's friend. In other words, if Cai could forgive him, he would have a chance to survive. Thinking of this, Lu Ruyan immediately changed her attitude and looked at Cai tenderly. Brother Cai, it was all a misunderstanding before. Can you forgive me? I can give you all the treasures I got. After saying that, Lu Ruyan also activated her own supernatural power. A mental supernatural power, bewitching. When the other party has a trace of sympathy, it can be amplified. After being impacted by the supernatural power, Cai was in a trance for a moment. Give me all the treasures? If that's the case, I can also forgive Lu Ruyan. Lu Ruyan was overjoyed, thinking that her plan was about to succeed, when a beam of light shot out and pierced through her body. You dare to use psychic powers in front of me? You are courting death. The person who made the move was Jiang Chen. Kill Lu Ruyan, activate the conquest ability, and gain the ability to entice. The young master of the Su family took a deep breath. Just kill him directly? This is too decisive. Senior, you are so awesome. Young Master Chen raised his hand and cheered. Young Master Su. Just lick it directly. Young Master Chen is also very decisive. Cai came back to his senses and thanked him. Jiang Chen, thank you. If it weren't for you, I would have fallen into your trap again. Jiang Chen nodded. Okay, I'm leaving. You guys can do whatever you need to do. Master Chen shouted, farewell, senior. Have a safe journey, senior. Young Master Su. No wonder the Chen family is a top family, they are so flattering. In this way, Jiang Chen left the 805 satellite and arrived at the Holy Relics site on a spacecraft. The land of Holy Relics was created by many martial saints. It has special rules inside. Warriors above the rank of martial honor are not allowed to enter. Warriors, martial masters, martial kings, and martial emperors can all enter the Holy Relics land. After entering the Holy Relics, all magic weapons and weapons are ineffective. In other words, a warrior can only rely on his own cultivation and abilities. He cannot rely on any external things. Then, each warrior who enters will be assigned to a different world according to his or her realm. For example, Jiang Chen, he is at the martial king level, so he can only come to a world full of martial kings. His competitors are all at the martial king level. A new warrior has been detected, his cultivation has reached the martial king level, and he has been assigned to the third world. As Jiang Chen arrived at the Holy Relics land, he was directly teleported to the third world. There are two towering mountains here, one red mountain and the other black mountain, and the mountains are connected by iron chains. There are probably more than 20 chains in total. Level, Tongtian chain. The starting point for all warriors is on the red mountain. If you can walk along the iron chain and reach the black mountain, you will be considered a successful fighter. If you slip and fall off the chain, you will fail. You will be kicked out of the Holy Land directly. While walking on the iron chain, you will also be subjected to mental shock and various dangers. In short, this chain is not easy to walk on. This is the Tongtian chain. Jiang Chen walked out of the spaceship and took a quick look around. He stood on the red mountain, where many warriors gathered. They were all looking at the black mountain opposite with longing on their faces. There were also a few warriors who walked on iron chains, trying to pass through the chains and reach the black mountain on the opposite side. There are 5 levels in total. Only after you pass all of them can you reach the place of inheritance. During this process, if you fail any level, you will be considered eliminated. As for this level, Tongtian chain, there is a powerful no-fly formation here, and all warriors cannot fly. While Jiang Chen was thinking about the rules, a warrior in black walked up to him and said, "Hey, new warrior, hello." Jiang Chen looked at the other person. The black-clad warrior laughed dryly, "I'm just too bored and want to talk to someone. This Tongtian chain is too difficult to walk on, it's 1,000 meters long. I can only walk 50 meters now. If I go any further, I might fall at any time. Sigh. Newbie, let me give you a piece of advice. When walking on the Tongtian chain, if you feel like you are about to fall, turn back immediately. Otherwise, one misstep will lead to your elimination." Jiang Chen nodded to express his gratitude, "Thanks. I'll go and give it a try." The black-clad warrior smiled and said, "You're welcome." Then people were wondering how far Jiang Chen could walk. If he was a newcomer, it would be good if he could walk 100 meters. It's not that I underestimate Jiang Chen, but because it's his first time to venture into Tongtian chain, he has no experience and it's easy to fail. Jiang Chen walked to the starting point of the chain and was about to step on it when suddenly, he narrowed his eyes as if he sensed something. Is it a no-fly magic circle? It doesn't seem like a big deal. Jiang Chen gathered his energy, and with a bang, he transformed directly into Super Saiyan 2. Fly. Jiang Chen flew directly into the air. As expected, as long as I am strong enough, a mere formation will not be able to suppress me. Jiang Chen accelerated and flew directly above the Black Mountain. At this moment, all the warriors on Red Mountain looked at Jiang Chen in shock. What the hell? What just happened? Did a warrior fly over? It seems so. Awesome. The no-fly formation actually has no effect on him. His strength is at least at the Martial Emperor level. Too powerful. Chi, what's so great about it? It's just that I can't use magic weapons. If I use magic weapons, I can also reach the Martial Emperor realm. Aren't you talking nonsense? Magical weapons are prohibited in the Holy Land. Stop shouting. This is too much. I've been on Hongshan for so long, and this is the first time I've seen a warrior flying in the air. It's so powerful, really so powerful. The black-clad warrior who had greeted Jiang Chen before also stood there in a daze. I just randomly picked someone to say hello, and he turned out to be so strong? Oh my god, what kind of luck am I having? Can I buy a lottery ticket now? That's not right. The black-clad warrior slapped his thigh fiercely, his face full of regret. If I had known he was so strong, I would have kneeled down and begged him to take me with him. After all, he can fly, so he can just take me with him and I can reach the next level. Oh. Slow reaction. Boom. Jiang Chen flew over the Black Mountain with a sonic boom. The second level is down the mountain road. From the top of the mountain to the foot of the mountain, you will encounter some monsters on the way. Each of these monsters has a gem in its body. Kill the monsters and you'll get orbs. After you reach the foot of the mountain, you can exchange the orbs for some items. These items will be very useful when you are going through the third level. Well, in short, just kill monsters. The more you kill, the easier the third level will be. Chapter 71. Jiang Chen didn't bother to pay attention to this rule and flew directly to the foot of the mountain. In a flash, Jiang Chen arrived at the foot of the mountain. The second level, down the mountain road, pass it directly. At the same time, the third level was also revealed, which was a road. Just standing at the intersection, Jiang Chen could feel a little chill. At the foot of the mountain, there is a puppet with a sign behind him, which allows you to use the gems to exchange for cold-resistant items. Kill monsters in the second level, get orbs and exchange them for cold-resistant items, which will make it easier to pass the third level. At this moment, a female warrior was exchanging pearls for cold-resistant items. She chose a large cotton-padded jacket and a heat protection bead. This road is called the Ice Road. The deeper you go, the colder it gets. If you have items to keep warm, the difficulty will be much lower. Jiang Chen didn't care and rushed in directly. He probably has figured out that since this third world is full of people at the Martial King level, these tests are also set up for people at the Martial King level. As long as your strength reaches the Martial Emperor realm, these tests are nothing. The female warrior rubbed her eyes immediately when she saw Jiang Chen flying into the ice road. Am I too tired? I'm hallucinating. In this world where flying is prohibited, I actually saw a warrior flying away. Oh, forget it. I'll just think about myself. Can I pass the level successfully with just these two items to keep warm? How about going back to the second level to get some more orbs and exchange them for more cold weather items? But the mountain is too dangerous. The monsters there are very strong and hard to kill. Just when the female warrior was struggling, suddenly, a dazzling golden light burst out from the icy road. In an instant, all the cold air was dissipated. What's going on? The female warrior was a little confused. Why is the cold gone? I don't understand why, but I'll take this opportunity and rush over. The female warrior accelerated and rushed directly into the icy road. What is the origin of that golden light? Although she didn't understand, the female warrior was very grateful. Thanks to the golden light, her chances of passing the icy road were greatly improved. This golden light was naturally released by Jiang Chen. While he was flying, he encountered a snowstorm. He felt that it greatly affected his vision and he got angry. In an instant, the formation that created the cold air was destroyed. Although the formation can repair itself, it still takes about 3 minutes. During these 3 minutes, there was no coldness on the icy road. These formations are too fragile. Jiang Chen finished walking the icy road and looked at the fourth level ahead. It was a garden with many puppets placed inside. At the entrance of the garden, there were several warriors looking around. Puppet Forest. After entering the garden, you need to reach the exit of the garden under the siege of puppets. It is about 100 meters long, and there are endless puppets. Even if you defeat the puppets, they will repair themselves instantly. Very difficult. At the entrance of the garden, several warriors discussed with each other. According to the data, the strength of the puppets fluctuates. Sometimes they are at the first level of the Martial King, and they can easily get through. Sometimes it's the 9th level of Martial King, which is the most difficult. It's basically impossible to get through. What kind of strength will the puppet we are facing this time have? I don't know. Puppets don't have energy fluctuations, so no one knows their cultivation level. Why don't you try it out first? Fight with them and you'll know their cultivation level. FKU, I'm not going anywhere. What if these are 9th level puppets? Wouldn't I be beaten to death? I'm not going. If none of you guys are going, then who will be the test subject? Someone has to go first, right? Otherwise, everyone is just waiting here. Just at this moment, Jiang Chen walked to the entrance of the garden. Instantly, this group of warriors hit it off. There's a new guy. If we watch him wandering around the garden, can't we observe the puppet's strength? So, this group of warriors took a step back and made way for Jiang Chen. Give way to me. Jiang Chen understood in an instant. These people didn't dare to enter the garden, so they let me be the guinea pig to test the strength of the puppet. It doesn't matter. Jiang Chen was too lazy to talk nonsense and went straight into the garden. FK, this guy is so decisive, he just went straight in, the warriors exclaimed. It feels very powerful. Bullshit. I think he is just a fool and doesn't know how terrifying those puppets are. Okay, don't talk. Let's watch him fight the puppet and predict the puppet's strength. Everyone looked over and saw that the moment Jiang Chen stepped into the garden, countless puppets came to life. They all rushed towards Jiang Chen. In response, Jiang Chen said nothing and just kept punching. One punch to each puppet, blow them up instantly. Although the puppets can regenerate, Jiang Chen destroyed them too quickly. He managed to kill most of them. Just like that, Jiang Chen passed the test easily. FK. He kills one puppet with one punch. How strong is this guy? No, it's not that this person is strong, but these puppets are too weak. They are probably puppets of the first level of Martial King. The weakest puppets. Well, it should be the weakest puppet, otherwise how could this person pass so easily? Then what are we waiting for? Just go straight to the level. In an instant, all the warriors rushed into the garden. The puppets were re-energized and attacked them. When the two sides fought, the group of warriors were dumbfounded. It's a Martial King rank 8 puppet, which is second only to the rank 9. How is it possible, that person passed the test easily? Almost instantly, this group of warriors were beaten black and blue, and some were even eliminated directly. Isn't that fake? The warrior before knocked down one puppet with one punch, and now it's our turn, and the puppet knocks down one warrior with one punch? Is it because we opened it the wrong way? A group of warriors began to doubt their lives. Is that inconspicuous guy really that strong? He can kill an 8th level puppet with one punch. The 5th and final level is a one-way passage. At the end, there is a big door. Open it and you will reach the place of inheritance. It's finally over. Jiang Chen went straight into the one-way passage. While walking through the passage, Jiang Chen also encountered some monsters blocking the way. Needless to say, he sent the monsters away with a Qigong bomb. Soon, Jiang Chen reached the end and saw the big door. The door was closed, and there was a sign that read, kill the monsters and accumulate 10 keys before you can open the door. Every time you kill a monster, there is a 1% chance of it dropping a key. Jiang Chen. I killed so many monsters, but I didn't see a single key. The probability is really low. Jiang Chen raised his hand and gathered an energy bomb. Jiang Chen naturally wouldn't let him go back and kill monsters and collect keys. In this case, there is only one way to go, to destroy the gate with brute force. Boom. The energy bomb exploded at the gate, raising a cloud of dust. When the smoke and dust cleared, the gate was intact. Oh. Jiang Chen was a little surprised. The protection of this gate was quite good. It seems that I need to be a little more serious. Super Saiyan 2. Jiang Chen clenched his fists and instantly transformed into Super 2. Chapter 72. Try again, and see if I can break it. Jiang Chen gathered his energy and fired a shot. Boom. The gate is still intact. It seems that the energy of the Martial Emperor level cannot destroy the gate, so it must be the Martial Honor level. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen took a deep breath. Come on then, boom. A terrifying energy burst out from Jiang Chen's body. The entire Holy Relic Land began to vibrate under the influence of this energy. Is it an earthquake? Many warriors inside the Holy Land were shocked. This is a place created by the Martial Saint. How could an earthquake occur? What's going on? Wait. I seem to feel a terrifying energy erupting. Who is it? There is such a terrifying energy in this Holy Relic Land. Could it be that the tremors in the entire Holy Relic Land were caused by him? Thinking of this, the warriors all took a deep breath. Just by exploding energy, it can directly affect the entire Holy Relic's land. How powerful is this? In front of the gate of the 5th level, Jiang Chen transformed into Super Saiyan 4. Looking at the gate in front of him, he slowly walked to the gate. He raised his hand, with 5 fingers pressed against the door, then put away his 5 fingers and punched the door. Snap! Boom! The door shattered with a loud bang. The scenery behind the door also appeared, with green water and green mountains, and at the same time, there were several beams of light shooting straight into the sky. There were also a few warriors looking around the light column. Because the sound of Jiang Chen breaking the door was so loud, these warriors stopped looking at the light column and turned to look at Jiang Chen. The moment they saw Jiang Chen, their brains froze. Did this guy break down the door? Here is the inheritance of the Martial Saint. Jiang Chen took a step and entered the place of inheritance. When the other warriors saw Jiang Chen coming in, they subconsciously took a step back. If he really broke the door just now, it would be best not to mess with him. There are many Martial Saint inheritances here, but the strongest Martial Saint inheritance is the True Word Martial Saint. The Martial Saint of True Words is an ancient and powerful Martial Saint. When the Martial Saint of Qingtian was weak, he had mentored the Martial Saint of Qingtian. To be honest, the Martial Saint of True Words is the master of the Martial Saint of Qingtian. So, you can imagine how powerful the Martial Saint of True Words is. Legend has it that it was out of respect for Martial Saint Qingtian that Martial Saint Jinyan was willing to leave his legacy in the Holy Relics. Of course, in terms of difficulty, the inheritance left by the True Word Martial Saint is also the most difficult to pass. I want to see how difficult this is. Jiang Chen flew straight to the center of the inheritance land. That is where the true word martial saint left his legacy. After watching Jiang Chen fly away, the warriors here breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, let's go over and see if he really broke the gate. Well, let's go and take a look. I'm curious too. The warriors walked to the gate one after another, and saw fragments of the gate scattered on the ground. He really broke the door with one punch. Outrageous. Where did this monster come from? I think I'm dreaming. Can anyone give me a punch? I want to wake up. I'll do it. Ah, it hurts. It seems I wasn't dreaming. This is too absurd. The gate to the Holy Relics land could actually be broken. I have something very unrighteous to say, but I don't know whether I should say it or not. You say. It seems that the things made by the martial saint are just like this. Haha, is it possible that the warrior is too strong? Yeah, it seems true. That warrior is too strong. Does anyone know him? Such a person should be very famous, right? Everyone was silent. The strength that man displayed was incredible, but they really didn't know him. Then remember this person, and stay away from him when you meet him next time. Jiang Chen came to the center of the holy relics, and a huge beam of light shot up into the sky. It was the inheritance of the true word martial saint. Near the light column, there were 4 warriors guarding it, and their cultivation was also at the martial emperor level. Hey, a short-haired man shouted after the 4 saw Jiang Chen. Stay away, stay away. This is the inheritance place of the true word martial saint, no one is allowed to approach. In the land of inheritance, all warriors of all cultivation levels gathered together. There are warrior realms, martial master realms, martial king realms, including the martial emperor realm. The inheritance of the true word martial saint is recognized as the strongest inheritance. Therefore, all the warriors who rushed here wanted to try the inheritance of the true words. Later, the powerful warriors in the martial emperor realm united together in order to monopolize the entrance to the true word inheritance and did not allow anyone to approach. This is how practicing Buddhism is done. When it comes to resources, you have to fight for them. You have to grab them. I am stronger than you, so this entrance to the inheritance is mine. You are not worthy to enter. Even if I cannot obtain the inheritance, I cannot let you enter. Get lost. Jiang Chen didn't bother to talk nonsense and just waved his hand. You know, at this moment, Jiang Chen is still in Super 4 state. In an instant, the 4 martial emperors were killed in one blow. They had no power to fight back. Defeat the warrior. Conquer the superpower and gain superpowers. 4 superpowers were obtained, but they were all quite ordinary, so Jiang Chen didn't care. He took a step directly and entered the inheritance light column. In an instant, Jiang Chen found himself in a vast white space. At the same time, a voice came from the space, in my inheritance, I will only test you on 3 things. The first one is the ability to resist illusions. The second one is the speed of cultivation. The third one is the ability to fight against opponents of higher rank. If you pass all the tests, you will receive my inheritance, and I will accept you as my personal disciple. Then, the illusion test is about to begin. May I ask if you want to take on the challenge? Jiang Chen raised his eyebrows, of course. Without any hesitation, Jiang Chen chose to take the challenge. The first level of the illusion, the succubus challenge. In an instant, Jiang Chen felt dizzy, and the next moment, he was in a thatched hut. Illusion test, succubus. Jiang Chen looked around. No matter how he looked at it, there didn't seem to be any succubus in this desolate mountain area. At this moment, a boy came over and said, Sir, those guys are here again. Jiang Chen? Who? 3 brothers came out of the door, and the first one knelt down and said, Sir, the people are suffering, and we beg you to come out and help us. If you succeed, you will surely leave a good name for eternity. Bei, I have visited you 3 times. Jiang Chen's brain froze for a moment. Damn, is it a big man succubus? Hey, it's really coming for me. Jiang Chen let out a sigh of relief. He was not afraid of being laughed at when he said this. Deep down in his heart, he was a fan of the Prime Minister and longed for him to rebuild the Han dynasty. The story he had told Zhang Yunyi before was about the Prime Minister. Suppose that when the Prime Minister led the Northern Expedition, everyone was given a set of 12 talismans, what would be the result? If I come, I can replace the Prime Minister and realize his ideals. Jiang Chen's heart trembled. Slightly. Chapter 73. Hey, I was just kidding. Jiang Chen yawned. Knowing that this is an illusion, yet still indulging in it, isn't that dementia? Go away. Jiang Chen waved his hand and dispelled all the illusions. This kind of challenge was not difficult at all for him. Mainly because he himself had the ability to resist mental shocks. These illusions are also a form of mental attack and are nothing special. After Jiang Chen saw through the illusion, the scene around him changed and he returned to the white space again. A voice rang out in the space, Congratulations, young man, you have passed the first level of the succubus test. The second level is to test your cultivation speed. I will create a virtual world where your qualifications are no different from those in the real world. But your cultivation is at the weakest level of warrior, the first level. You will practice for a month. After a month, we will see what level you can reach. When the illusion ends, your true body will possess all the cultivation abilities in the illusion. Jiang Chen was thoughtful. Using illusions to test the speed of cultivation? That's fine. The question is, at what level of cultivation can one be considered to have completed the goal? Before Jiang Chen could think deeply, the surrounding environment changed again. This time, he was in a cave full of spiritual energy. To put it simply, let me stay in seclusion for a month. Jiang Chen sat on the ground. I don't know what level I need to reach to qualify, let's give it a try. Jiang Chen began to absorb spiritual energy. In an instant, countless spiritual energy poured in and Jiang Chen directly reached the second level of warrior. Jiang Chen's current qualifications are not bad at all. He is a warrior who has absorbed a ton of dragon blood, and his meridians have been strengthened several times. A month passes in the blink of an eye. In the illusion, Jiang Chen successfully reached the first level of martial king. Have you passed? Jiang Chen stood up. Afterwards, a few words appeared in the cave. When the time is up, once your cultivation reaches the first level of martial artist, you will be considered to have passed the test. It means you passed. Your cultivation has reached the 5th level of martial artist, which means you have excellent aptitude. Your cultivation has reached the 9th level of martial artist, which means you have excellent aptitude. In just 1 month, he was able to reach the first level of martial artist from the first level of martial artist. This would be considered a monster-level genius outside. 99.9% of people cannot pass this level. But in the inheritance of the martial saint, it can only be considered passing. One can imagine how high the vision of the martial saint is. As for Jiang Chen, he successfully reached the first level of martial king in 1 month. It is 1 level higher than the highest requirement of 9th level martial artist. It seems that I have passed the test perfectly. Jiang Chen took a step and left the illusion. The moment he returned to reality, all the energy he had accumulated in the illusion was transferred to his body. In other words, the 5th level cultivation of the original body, plus the 1st level cultivation of the martial king in the illusion, at the same time. During this month, Jiang Chen's body has been passively increasing his cultivation. This is Chuan Xiao's passive ability. Even if Jiang Chen is not controlling his body, it is still increasing. And in a month, the scions have also improved a lot. Jiang Chen has gained their combined skills and his strength has reached a new level. In an instant, he reached the 9th level of martial king cultivation, only 1 step away from the martial emperor realm. In the vast white space, the same voice sounded, "Congratulations, you have passed the 2nd level, and the rating is excellent. Now, enter the 3rd level, which is a cross-level challenge. Your cultivation is at the martial king level. As long as you can defeat the martial emperor level master, you can pass the level. During the challenge, you are not allowed to use any magic weapons or magical powers." As soon as he finished speaking, a blindfolded swordsman appeared in the white space, emitting the energy of the 9th level of martial emperor. This is a puppet, not a real person. Without using magic weapons and magical powers, I defeated my opponent by reaching a higher realm. Jiang Chen sighed. No wonder they say that the inheritance of the martial saint here is difficult. How could an ordinary person possibly do it? But fortunately, I can do it. Jiang Chen raised his hand and turned into Super Saiyan 3. After all, this puppet is at the 9th level of martial emperor, so it is worth taking seriously. Of course, you don't need to take it too seriously. Goodbye whoosh. Jiang Chen dodged and came directly behind the puppet. Before the other party could react, he used the prince's fighting method. His supernatural power was activated. All the energy gathered into missiles and poured out. In an instant, the terrifying energy bomb engulfed the puppet, killing it instantly. In the space, the voice sounded again, "Congratulations, you have successfully crossed a great realm and defeated the enemy. You have successfully passed the martial saint inheritance. Please take a rest. The true word martial saint will arrive in 1 day." Jiang Chen breathed a sigh of relief. It was done. From now on, with the help of the true word martial saint, he should not be short of resources for cultivation. Well, there shouldn't be any shortage. In another area of a the universe, Xin Wusheng was holding a compass, looking at the numbers floating on it. Alas! It seems that I have failed. Xin Wusheng muttered softly. Maybe I want to see Jiang Chen too much, so I can't calm down. Never mind, let it fail. I was supposed to go to area 9527 in half a year, but now I can go directly there. Such a talented leader will surely lead the human race to prosperity. Xin Wusheng was just about to go to area 9527 when he suddenly found a message from his old friend, Zhenyan Wusheng. Mantra, haha, Yuxin, I met a rough diamond. Do you know? The inheritance I left in area 9527 has been passed by someone. That person's qualifications are unique. I will rush over directly and accept him as my disciple. I believe that with his qualifications, becoming the martial emperor will be a piece of cake. Remember, from now on, I will be the martial emperor's master. Next time you see me, you must show me respect. Jinyan Wuxian is a good friend of Yuxin Wuxian, and because of their similar strengths, they have been to dangerous places together many times. In this way, a very deep friendship is established. Sometimes, the two of them will even make fun of each other. After receiving the news from the True Words Martial Saint, Xin was somewhat surprised. As a good friend of the True Words Martial Saint, he knew very well how difficult it was to pass on the legacy left by the True Words Martial Saint. In this situation, is there anyone who can make it through? That person is truly a rough diamond, a genius. But is it also in area 9527? There are so many geniuses in area 9527. It is truly a place of outstanding people and beautiful scenery. Xin Wusheng replied, Zhenyan, don't scream, I also found a piece of unpolished jade recently. It's even better than the one you found. Yours can only make you a martial emperor, but mine, maybe I can train a group of martial emperors. Super Invincible Qualified Guide. Jinyan, impossible. Your disciple can't be more powerful than my disciple. How about letting them compete? After 100 years, see which disciple is stronger. Chapter 74. Yi Xian Wu Sheng sneered, humph, let's compete, who's afraid of who? Yi Xian, however, by coincidence, the genius I discovered is also in area 9527. It's the same area as your disciples are in. Jinyan Wushan laughed strangely, Yuxin, area 9527 is the territory of Qingtian Wushan. If you force someone to be your disciple, it won't be good if the news gets out. Although Jinyan also had to go to area 9527 to recruit disciples, he had left behind a legacy, so there was no problem with the process of recruiting disciples. Therefore, no one would say anything if he recruited disciples across regions. But Yi Xian will definitely cause people to talk about it. Yi Xian Wu Sheng didn't care, I have such an excellent disciple, so what if my reputation is damaged? Well, let's stop talking and go to area 9527 together. Seeing Yi Xian's message, Zhenyan Wu Sheng was a little surprised. In order to accept a disciple, he would even give up his reputation? It seems that the disciple that Yi Xian Wu Sheng found is indeed a monster. You know, the more powerful the warriors are, the longer their lifespan will be. And on this long journey of life, all their relatives and friends will pass away. Only fame will accompany them. Therefore, generally speaking, the more powerful a warrior is, the more he values a euro his reputation. Jinyan Wushan, okay, I'll go with you to area 9527. Both of them are martial saints with great strength and fast flying speed. They can reach area 9527 within one day. The godly world, the world where Jiang Chen is stationed, he has been fighting in this world with the Beizhou Tower and 50 Super Saiyan gods. As for Carrot, he returned to the ancient underworld. These 50 Super Saiyan gods are temporarily led by Beijuda. As for their cultivation, Carrot and Beijuda have both reached the third level of martial artist. Super Saiyan 2, I seem to have found some clues. Beijuda was meditating and practicing alone. Last time, I merged with Carrot and transformed into a Super Saiyan god. I still remember that strange feeling. Some time ago, the foreign races in the Shinyeo world united together to attack the human army. The other side had 3 9th-level martial emperors. Jiang Chen was having a hard time and couldn't resist. In desperation, Beizhou Tower chose to merge. In that battle, Beizhou swept everything. Almost all the high-end combat power of the foreign races were killed. There are no more strong enemies. That's why Carlot decided to return to the ancient Dark Star. Since there were no strong people there, he would go back to the ancient Dark Star to practice. As for Beijuda, he suddenly had a different feeling because of the last fusion. He felt that he was very close to becoming Super Saiyan 2. Super 2. As long as I reach Super 2, I can try Super 4. Beijuda took a deep breath and began to transform into Super Saiyan 2 using his own method. But, the first transformation failed. There are still some shortcomings, please modify them. Beizhou Tower made some modifications and corrections. The second attempt failed. Continue to correct. Finally, after 3 days of continuous modification, Beizhou Tower transformed once again and reached Super Level 2. Golden flames, accompanied by arcs of electricity, continued to emerge beside Beizhou Tower. Is this Super Saiyan 2? Beijuda clenched his fists, his face full of surprise. I did it. Master Jiang Chen, I did it. When I return to Ancient Dark Star, you can guide me to become Super Saiyan 4. Beizhou Tower, who was extremely excited, found Zhu Chen and planned to say goodbye. Jiang Chen did not stop him, thanks to you, this Shinyeo world is basically free of hidden dangers. I will report to the Great Federation and reward all of you. Beizhou Tower, fight more in the future to protect the human race. With your active participation, fewer people would have died. Beijuda snorted coldly, you don't have to tell me, I will do it. Okay, I will leave with my people. Jiang Chen bowed slightly. Beijuda boarded the spaceship and suddenly thought of something, saying, by the way, if the Great Federation rewards us, will they give us the ability-enhancing potion? Jiang Chen thought for a moment and said, should, right. Beijuda, don't give it to Kalo. After saying that, Beijuda boarded the spaceship in a dashing manner and left. Jiang Chen? Ah. One day later, at the Holy Relics Land, Marshal Saint Jinyan, Marshal Saint Yuxin, and Marshal Saint Qingtian all arrived here. The True Words Marshal Saint had once given guidance to the sky-bearing Marshal Saint. Although the True Words Marshal Saint did not acknowledge him, in the eyes of the sky-bearing Marshal Saint, the True Words Marshal Saint was his master. Upon learning that his master was coming to his area to recruit disciples, Marshal Saint Qingtian naturally went to greet him in person, wanting to see what kind of person his junior brother was. At the same time, the sky-clearing Marshal Saint also learned of the one-hearted Marshal Saint's wish to accept him as a disciple. Regarding this, Marshal Saint Qingtian did not dare to say anything. After all, Marshal Saint Yi Xian was stronger than himself. Besides, Yi Xian Marshal Saint doesn't even care about his reputation, so naturally there is nothing to say about him being the Qingtian Marshal Saint. Yi Xian Wu Sheng yawned and said, Zhenyan, please accept my disciple as soon as possible. After accepting my disciple, I will go to the Great Federation. I heard that my disciple Jiang Chen is over there. The Great Elder had already passed on Jiang Chen's basic information to Yexin Wusheng. Hearing the words of Yexin Wusheng, Qingtian Wusheng's pupils shrank slightly. Jiang Chen? Why does this name sound familiar? Oh, I remember now. The elders had a meeting before and recommended Jiang Chen's talent to me, but I felt that Jiang Chen was not good enough, so I rejected it. Yexin Wusheng is stronger than me, but he actually values a euro Jiang Chen so much. Could it be that I have made a mistake? Thinking of this, the sky-bearing martial saint shook his head. Impossible. How could he have misjudged a little fellow who hadn't even reached the martial emperor realm? To be honest, was it Yuxin Wuxian who made a mistake? Jinyan Wuxian laughed and said, "Don't worry, Yuxin. I'll call my disciple out right now. He seems to be still in the inheritance space." As the news spread, Jiang Chen heard that the martial saint had arrived, and was right at the Holy Relics land, so he flew out directly. In the air, he saw 3 martial saints, Yixian martial saint, Zhenyan martial saint, and Qingtian martial saint. So strong, 2 9th-level martial saints and 1 3rd-level martial saint. Jiang Chen glanced over. The information panels of the 3 people appeared in front of him. Yixian martial saint and Zhenyan martial saint are both at the 9th level of martial saint, just 1 step away from becoming a martial emperor. They are extremely powerful. As for the sky-bearing martial saint, he is the weakest, at the 3rd level of martial saint. The moment they saw Jiang Chen, Yuxin Wuxian and Jinyan Wuxian's faces changed at the same time. No. There's something wrong with this kid. Yixian Wusheng naturally recognized that the disciple that Zhenyan Wusheng had his eyes on was Jiang Chen. He is also the disciple that I have chosen. But, there are more important things that he has to pay attention to. How could the cause and effect line of Jiang Chen be like this? Chapter 75. Ah. This person seems to be Jiang Chen. The martial saint Qingtian also recognized Jiang Chen. Master, the person you want to take as your disciple is called Jiang Chen. Yixian Wusheng, the disciple you want seems to be him as well. So, you two have your eyes on the same person. Master Qingtian was secretly amazed. Could it be that there was something wrong with his vision? 2 9th-level martial saints both took a fancy to Jiang Chen. That was enough to prove that Jiang Chen's qualifications were indeed impressive. I had underestimated Jiang Chen before because I didn't have enough vision. Don't talk nonsense. Jinyan Wuxian scolded in a serious tone. This person is no small matter. We are not worthy to be his master. Skylifting martial saint? Huh? At this moment, the sky-bearing martial saint was even more confused. What was going on? It is extremely rare for 2 9th-level martial saints to take a fancy to the same genius at the same time. Now, the 9th-rank martial saint actually admitted that he was unworthy? What the hell? Yixian Wusheng nodded and said, Qingtian, your cultivation is not enough, so you can't see it. Jinyan and I are both at the level of half-step Wu Emperor, and we can barely see some cause and effect lines. If we accept Jiang Chen as our disciple today, I'm afraid it will bring disaster upon us. Skylifting martial saint? Hey? Disaster? Jinyan Wuxian nodded and said, there is a powerful person behind Jiang Chen. We cannot afford the consequences of that powerful person. Therefore, we cannot accept him as a disciple and can only treat him as an equal. The sky-bearing martial saint's mind raced. A powerful person? Being called a powerful person by the 9th order martial saint, could he be the martial emperor? But the question is, which emperor is behind Jiang Chen? H. At this moment, Qinya suddenly sneezed. Who is talking about me behind my back? Never mind. I have to find a way to become Jiang Chen's disciple. What method should I use to make Jiang Chen accept me as his disciple? But then again, if a martial arts saint accepted Jiang Chen as his disciple, wouldn't he become my master? Haha, interesting, interesting. Do they dare to bear the consequences? Be my master. Jiang Chen flew in front of the 3 martial saints and said, Junior Jiang Chen, I pay my respects to the 3 martial saints. After saying this, you should bow. But in an instant, he was stopped by Yuxin Wuxian. No, I am just a Wuxian, how can you call me senior? Am I worthy? Skylifting martial saint? Huh? Jiang Chen? What is this martial saint talking about? Jinyan Wuxian kicked Yuxin Wuxian, suggesting Yuxin Wuxian to stop talking nonsense. Jiang Chen may not know that he has a karmic relationship with a certain Emperor Wu. Don't talk nonsense. If you ruin Emperor Wu's business, you will be in big trouble. Yixian Wusheng said he understood, and at the same time transmitted his voice, you mean that Wu Emperor, who had nothing to do, insisted on becoming Jiang Chen's apprentice. Damn, this cause and effect is too great, who dares to be the Wu Emperor's master? Jinyan Wuxian, okay, stop talking. How can you understand what the Emperor does? Perhaps Jiang Chen is more special than we thought. Yixian Wusheng, what should I do now? I wanted to take in a disciple, but now I'm returning empty-handed. Jinyan Wuxian, of course, we should make friends with Jiang Chen. No matter what, we should give Jiang Chen the best resources and train him well, just as if he were our direct disciple. In this way, it can be considered a good relationship with Emperor Wu, right? Yixian Wusheng nodded and said, let's do it this way. The communication between the 2 people is just a matter of thought. No one noticed anything unusual. Ahem. Jinyan Wuxian regrouped and said to Jiang Chen. My dear Jiang Chen, we have observed your karma and learned that you have extraordinary talent and will become a martial emperor in the future. We have decided that you will be treated as our equal from now on. Yixian Wusheng nodded repeatedly and said, yes, that's right. If you don't want to address us as equals, you can just call us juniors. Jiang Chen was thoughtful. Is that so? Did these two people lie to him? Skylifting Martial Saint? The sky is falling. Is this true? Is Jiang Chen so awesome? Then, shit. The sky-bearing Martial Saint felt a little weak. He had refused to accept Jiang Chen as his disciple and had not given him any resources. If Jiang Chen became stronger in the future, would he retaliate against him? What should he do? Would he be in big trouble? Master. I refuse to accept Jiang Chen as my disciple. Will Jiang Chen take revenge on me when he becomes stronger? Feeling scared, the Martial Saint Qingqian quickly sent a message to the Martial Saint Jinyan. In response, the True Words Martial Saint just sneered, you are smart, kid, you refused. If you dare to agree, you will be in trouble. Master Qingqian became more and more confused. Is rejection the correct answer? Although he didn't quite understand what had happened, it seemed that he knew one thing, he couldn't afford to offend Jiang Chen. Yixian Wusheng smiled and looked at Jiang Chen, well, my friend, do you have any difficulties in your cultivation? If you need anything, just tell us directly. Also, what magical power do you want to learn? There are many magical powers in my library. If you like any of them, just take them away and practice them. Oh, by the way, even if you are my direct disciple, if he wants to practice magical powers, he must make a lot of contributions and exchange them through contribution points. But I give it to you for free. You must remember how good I am to you. Jinyan Wuxian also took over the conversation, yes, Yuxin is right, Jiang Chen, if you have any problems in your cultivation in the future, just come to us directly. Jiang Chen scratched his head, feeling that these two guys were too nice to him. But I don't know what's going on, so forget it, if there's any benefit, don't miss it. I need dragon blood now. I absorbed a full ton of dragon blood in the Great Federation before, but my body didn't reach saturation. So, I need to absorb a lot of dragon blood. At the very least, I need to saturate my body. The pupils of the True Word Martial Saint trembled. Cold sweat appeared on Yuxin Wuxian's forehead. 1 ton? After absorbing 1 ton of dragon blood, he still hasn't reached saturation? What a monster. He is worthy of being the master chosen by the Emperor Wu. It turns out that he is much more powerful than ordinary people. The Martial Saint Qingqian was not that surprised, because he already knew that Jiang Chen had absorbed a ton of dragon blood. Ha 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 ha. Jinyan Martial Saint was the first to adjust himself. So you want to absorb dragon blood. That's easy. There are dozens of tons of dragon blood in my mansion. You can absorb as much as you want. Yixian Wusheng also nodded, it's just dragon blood, as much as you want. We have as much as you want. Don't be polite to us. Jiang Chen's eyes lit up slightly. After absorbing all that dragon blood, could his body reach the level of a martial emperor? Forget it, it's a bit high. Let's set a small goal first, whether I can reach the level of martial saint in my physical body. You are such nice people. Hearing Jiang Chen giving out the good guy card, the two martial saints nodded happily, yes, 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 we are good people. There is nothing wrong with us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.